All right, ladies, pearls, we're in week 7. We're almost to the finish line. We have one more week left after this. How is everyone feeling? Good? Awesome. Okay. So today, because you have your entrepreneurship presentations next week, we're going to focus on entrepreneurship to make sure that you're prepared. And feel free to ask me any questions regarding if it's modeling, entrepreneurship. But first, what we're going to go through, and I'm not sure if we went through it already. Do you all know what the school flower is? Did we go through that? The school flower? Okay, so let's do that first. Let's kind of do the. Mm, Honey, Miss Pearl is a little tired, but we're going to push through. All right. All right. So, our organization, A Lady Named Pearl, there's two sides to it. There's a for profit side and there's a nonprofit side. For the nonprofit side, that's where we offer scholarships. Um, for any of you, let me turn this fan off. Hold on. Let me turn the fan off. Okay. So with our organization, it is a sisterhood. So after you finish these 8 weeks, you're not going anywhere, okay? You're going to continue to do fashion shows. I'm going to continue to be your mentor. You're going to continue to, develop. So we have two sides of the organization. We have the for-profit side, and then we have the nonprofit side. The nonprofit side, we give scholarships out. Also, we have a scholarship now, and I sent out an email, but I don't know if you all saw it, where we're offering 5 of you to take sewing classes and learn how to become a fashion designer. Are any of you interested in learning how to become a fashion designer? So anyway, the nonprofit side have all of these different opportunities. So the nonprofit side was founded in 2015. So when you see A Lady Named Pearl Foundation, that's our nonprofit side, 2015. And then the academy you're attending is A Lady Named Pearl Modeling and Leadership Academy. Our mission is to shape your confidence. So you're here to build your confidence. And I hope while you've been here these 6 to 7 weeks, your confidence has increased somewhat because that is our goal. And then it's an 8 week course that you're taking, modeling leadership and entrepreneurship. And then once you complete the program, hi, Madison. Once you complete the program, your graduation is what day? Everybody type it in the chat for me. What day is your graduation? Everybody type it in the chat. No, Naomi, that's not it. That's the day that we walk in for our fashion show for our community center event so that we can get some practice. So we're walking August 23rd for a back to school event. That ain't it either. Madison, what day? Okay, thank you, Sierra. You all were graduating September 28th. Put it on your calendar. We're old school. We still have these physical calendars. Put it in your phone, put it somewhere. September 28th is your graduation. Now, Naomi, oh, it is. Okay. So we're going to have to sing happy birthday to you. We will sing happy birthday to you. So Naomi mentioned August 23rd. Put that in your calendar as well because we're doing a show. And the reason why we're doing a show is because I want y'all to get practice because I don't want you to, for the first time for you to be walking is graduation. So the 23rd, we're doing a back to school event from 12 to 2 o'clock. And then on the 28th, we have our graduation, which is also Sienna's birthday. At your graduation, you are going to get your pearl jacket. Literally, It's your crossover event. You're becoming a pearl. You've done what you needed to do for your 8 weeks. So you will get this jacket. Your parents have to order the jacket. I've sent emails out to your parents. So make sure that they remember to order your jacket because guess what? What you don't want to happen is you're at graduation and you get what I'm saying? There's no jacket there for you. Does that make sense to everybody? Right? We want to make sure that jacket is there. Your parents have to order the jacket by August 31st, okay? These pearl necklaces, I am going to get those pearl necklaces for you. That's my gift to you as your mentor, as your teacher for coming into the Pearl Sisterhood. So your parents have to order this jacket by August 31st because it takes 3 weeks for them to make the jacket. It's embroidered, it's custom. Does anybody have any questions on that? Nope. Okay. Our school flower is the hibiscus flower, just for your own knowledge. You know how every school got their flower, their mascot. Our flower is the hibiscus flower. And then our school motto is model the best you. That's what I want you to do. As a pearl, I want you to model the best you. Wherever you go, I want you to put your best self out there unapologetically. Whoever you are, model that to the best of your ability. Because we were all created uniquely, and there's no reason why we should hide or feel because we're different, feel any kind of ashamed to show how beautifully God made us. So our motto is model the best you. And then we have a chant. It's we are leaders, we are pearls. We are girls who run the world. We are leaders, we are pearls. We are girls who run the world. So when we do our rehearsals for graduation and things like that, we're going to do this chant. So that is just kind of some school tidbits. And then also to let you know that you're not the only pearls. We have pearls in Haiti, we have pearls in Jamaica, we have pearls in Africa. I'm actually planning to go to Africa in November and work with a group of girls in Africa. And I'm trying to think, how do we, merge all of these different pearls because I want the organization to grow globally. So if you see like something, hey, Miss Pearl, have you ever thought about doing a pen pal program where we can meet our Pearl sisters in Africa or any ideas you can think of? You are a part of this organization. I started it, but you all are members of this organization. So I want to hear your ideas because I want us to continue to grow and make this organization as amazing as possible. Does that make sense to everyone? What I'm asking for as your participation as a pearl in the organization? Because I'm just one person. I found it, but you all may come with a different idea. Hey, Miss Pearl, have you thought about this with the pearls in Jamaica? Or have you thought about, because yeah, you all are much younger than I am. So you may have different ideas that I haven't even thought about. So this is a collaborative organization. I'm very warm, as you can see, and very open. So I'm doing this all for you, but also I want to hear your ideas if you see anything. Our school colors are black, white, and gold. And then that is that for our school tidbits, just so kind of our school history and who we are. Does anybody have any questions before we move forward to the next thing? If not, we're going to move forward. Okay, next thing is, did you all complete your entrepreneurship homework? Yay. I know I didn't get the homework to everybody. I apologize. I don't know how I missed an email, out, but did everybody do their entrepreneurship homework? Questions 6 to 10? Okay, awesome. I see a thumbs up from Madison. What about you, Zoe? Awesome. Naomi, you didn't do your, why not?
I didn't see it.
Well, you need to check your email again because you have to do a presentation next week. That's a huge part of your grade. And I'm not passing anybody for the sake of passing them. Does that make sense to everybody? If you don't have above a 70, Miss Pearl throwing some deuces to you and telling you I'll see you next semester. Love you, but deuces because you have to earn it. Um, okay, so with you all doing your entrepreneurship presentations, did I show you videos of the past years of students doing their entrepreneurship presentations so you get an idea of what we're looking for? Did I show you those videos? Yes? Okay. So, Naomi, I want to make sure you answer your questions. Okay. That's 10 questions that you all have to present next week. Questions 1 through 10. Let me go through that first since half some of y'all didn't do y'all homework because what I'm not doing is I'm not playing with y'all. I love y'all, but I don't want to leave anybody behind. That's not what we want to do. We want everybody to pass. So in week two, we talked about being an entrepreneur and what it meant to be an entrepreneur and to start your own business, what's important with starting your business. And next week for your final project, this is almost like your final exam. This is your biggest thing, or, the end of the course. You have to answer these 10 questions here. What is the name of your company in your PowerPoint presentation? What is your product or service? Why did you choose this product or service as your business? What is your mission statement? Who is your target audience? How do you plan to market this product? How does it serve the community? What is your price point? How much does it cost to start and run your business? Who is on your leadership team and what's their role? Does anybody have any questions on what's expected of them for the presentation next week? Yes, Madison.
So, do we have to do this all on a PowerPoint?
Yeah, all on a PowerPoint, but I know PowerPoint was my day. But I know
Mhm.
Canva has right? Doesn't Canva have, what does Canva
Yeah.
have? Because some of the students I've seen them do it on Canva. Um, as long as it's like a PowerPoint feel.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay. Miss Naomi, you got it? All 10 questions on a PowerPoint. Okay, you all, and you will be answering these questions. Have you all seen Shark Tank before? Sierra, you seen Shark Tank? No. Okay, that's like a show where entrepreneurs present their business. When you present your business, I want you to be passionate about it, just like we showed in week two, how the students were passionate. Do you remember that video, Sierra, when I was showing week two?
Yeah.
I want y'all to be passionate, okay? So today we're gonna go through. And I know some of you all may not have social media yet because you are still young, and I don't blame your parents for not allowing you to have social media. But what we're going to talk about today is branding and social media, and then we're going to also talk about networking, the importance of having a mentor, and then we're going to close out. So, who can tell me what a brand is? Zoe, what is a brand?
It's like a company where you represent something or you sell something.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Okay. So so Zoe said a brand is a company when you represent something, when you're selling something. Can anybody tell me what is most important when it comes to building your brand? Because you all are becoming entrepreneurs. Sierra, could you tell me what you think is important when it comes to building your brand?
When building your brand, it's important to know what brand you're gonna do, like what is gonna be your brand, and also how much you're gonna sell that product for.
Okay. who your target audience is and what your price point is going to be. Okay. So when it comes to branding, I'm just going to start with a few things. You have to develop your colors, right? Because when you're branding, you're creating a world for your customer. Who can tell me what McDonald's colors are? Naomi, what's McDonald's colors?
Yellow and red.
Okay. Who can tell me what Starbucks colors are? Madison.
Green and white.
Yeah, pretty much. Who could tell me what Publix colors are? Name, Sierra?
Green and white.
Right. So every time that they put out their brand, they're using these same colors, right? They're being consistent. And your colors that you choose for your company, for your business, should be a reflection of your business. So for me, the colors of my business is black, white, and gold. I chose those colors intentionally. I chose black and white because to me, those are like classic colors. And then I chose gold because gold represents excellence. So, classic and excellence is why I chose black, white, and gold for my colors, for my brand, for my school, and so forth. So you have to think about when you are creating your business, what three colors are you going to choose? When you do your PowerPoint, I want to see those colors consistent throughout your PowerPoint so I can say, okay, these are her brand colors. Then also when it comes to branding, you have to figure out what your message is. What do you stand for? When people see your company, what do they feel? What is it that you're representing? When people see my company, I want them to feel that this is a company that brings out the best in people. It represents empowerment. It represents self-development. It represents excellence. So I stand for excellence. I stand for transformation. I stand for self-development. So that's the message with my company. It's almost like my mission, but my mission summarized in short, concise phrases and statements. So what is your message for your company? Um Naomi, what company are you starting?
Um, like masks, like, cause when people wear masks, cause they're like sick, people get like some people, a lot of people around the world get sick a lot, and some people when they wear masks, their masks just be like those like little paper masks or those just um plain colored masks, and maybe they want their masks to be like colorful, have designs on it and stuff like that.
Okay, got you. So you're creating masks with style. Okay. All right. So your message is like staying protected, staying healthy, but you're doing it with style. You're doing it with style. And then also when it comes to branding you want to be consistent. So whenever I come to you all, whenever I present to you all, you're going to get the same me. You're going to get the same passion, you're going to get the same love, you're going to get the same product. So let's say you have a lotion company that you're starting. That means every bottle that you sell should be consistent in quality, consistent in ingredients. Whenever you eat a McDonald's hamburger, you expect that same type of quality or, same type of whatever. Whenever you get a Starbucks coffee, you're expecting a certain level of quality, that consistency. So when you're branding, consistency is important as well. Your customers expect a certain product, and you have to stay consistent with delivering that product. And then once you deliver that product and you're consistent with it, they then begin to associate you with that level of quality. But let's keep moving. All right, define clear brand guidelines. You need to know your why. Why are you starting the company? Why are you doing what you're doing? This will define your brand identity. So when it says you need to know your why, for me, for example, the reason why I started this company is because I was shy when I was a teenager. I was shy when I was a young girl, and I really didn't have someone to help me to come out of my shell. It wasn't until I started taking modeling classes that I started coming out of my shell. So the reason why I started A Lady Named Pearl Modeling Leader and Leadership Academy is to help girls and women build confidence and come out of their shell. The reason why I'm doing it is because, I want to help people go, live their dreams. I want to help people believe in themselves. So these are just questions you ask yourself as you're building your brand identity. So when it comes to branding, as I talked about colors, when I'm posting, anytime I'm doing anything in regards to the business, I am using my brand colors on my website, on my marketing. That's something that you want to do as well so that you can start training the consumer on who you are and your product. So, brand look is consistent with your values, your purpose, and your niche market. When visitors see your pamphlet or your website, they should already have a vibe about what your company is on a subconscious level. So not only do I keep my colors consistent, I use my logo in pretty much everything so that people can know, oh, this is Pearl's thing, when they see my logo. So it helps them identify, okay, this goes with if Pearl has her face on this, if Pearl has her name on this, then it's synonymous with empowerment, excellence, and self-development. So next we're going to talk about a logo. So when you have a company, you also want to create a logo, and a logo is pretty much the symbol for your business. So do you have a good logo? Do you have brand colors or fonts? So investing in a good logo when you start a company is really good because again, you're really marking your territory and helping customers identify with your business. So again, this is my logo. So whatever I'm doing, whether it's a school, whether it's an agency, whether it's my merchandise, I usually have my logo somewhere on it so they know, okay, this is something that Miss Pearl is doing. So here are some logos here, right? Some very popular logos. You see this logo right here? What logo is this? We talked about it earlier. Go ahead, Naomi.
Starbucks.
Right, but they don't have Starbucks name under it, right? You just automatically know it's Starbucks, right? What about this thing here that I'm pointing on? Which one is that? Go ahead, Naomi. Anybody can yell out.
Apple.
Apple, but it's not Apple's name under it, right? And then this one in the center, McDonald's, right? So your logo helps identify you, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, the name of the company has to be under it. So you have to develop a logo that is synonymous with your company, the idea of your company. And I forgot to tell you all what my logo is about. So my logo is actually me. This is a picture of me. I shaved all my hair off in 2011 when I decided that I wanted to become live my dreams. You kind of situation, like really go for my dreams. So I shaved all my hair off and I basically was starting over. Starting over with loving myself, starting over with establishing what I want to do in life. So this shaved head represents transformation. It represents, going after your dreams and going after your goals. And then the pearl necklace around my neck, I'm known as a lady named Pearl. And then pearls are also known to be rare. Pearls go through a transformation when they're in an oyster. They grain of sand agitates the oyster, and then and through the agitation, a pearl is developed. So, similar to life, you all are going to go through a lot of things in life, but as you overcome them, a pearl arises. So this logo, when I created it, thought went behind it. A transformation. When I shaved my head, the pearl necklace, and then the earring says ALNP. So when you're developing your logo, think about your company and think about what kind of image you want to put together to represent your company. So Coca-Cola, Apple, and then also don't beat yourself up if you don't feel like your logo is perfect because the logo I have now is my third logo. I went through several iterations of logos until I finally settled on that one. So this is just to show you that logos go through transformations. This is Shell's logo, but as you can see, they started, with this kind of image, and then through the years, they continued to transform. Even with Twitter, Twitter is X now. I'm a little behind on this thing, but Twitter went through some transformations. Apple went through some transformations. Hilton, Pringles, Adidas, Starbucks didn't always look like this. And then these are logos for luxury brands as well. Louis Vuitton, Versace. Most of the time you don't see the name under it. They'll just pretty much have the logo. So when you're developing your logo, really think about what image you want to represent your company. Now, some people say, well, how can I develop a logo? I'm not an artist. You can hire a graphic designer, or you can go on Canva and try to create a logo with the different elements that they have. But we want you to create a logo. Does anybody have any questions on what a logo is, how to create one, what it is to your company? Okay. So once you develop your company, you can also create a website. And when you're creating your website, you need to understand who your target audience is. Madison, what is a target audience when it comes to being an entrepreneur? What's a target audience?
Um, Audience that your product or brand that you have is for and who you're
Excellent.
targeting.
It's excellent. It's the person you're selling your products to, that you're catering your products to. For me as an entrepreneur, who is my target audience, Raina, as an entrepreneur?
Young girls
Ex-
and people who want to model and be an entrepreneur.
Okay, awesome. Excellent. So that's my target audience. So as you're developing your business, you want to understand who your target audience is, because once you understand, okay, if my target audience is girls, I probably need to make my website look a little bit more fun, feminine, to match the vibe of girls. Or since my school is about excellence and self-development and modeling and leadership, you want to make sure that your website reflects that, your product, your branding reflects your values of your company. Choosing a limited color palette. So I was talking about colors and different things like that for your company. You want to choose no more than 3 to 5 colors for your company. Now, when you start your companies, there's different ways to market your company. And one of the ways is social media. But a lot of you are young and you may not have a social media account. So we're going to kind of go through this, briefly. But if your parents are allowing you to have a social media account, or if you're working with your parents on your social media account, these are just some tips to help you market your product on social media, because social media is free. Everybody's on social media, so you might as well put your products on there. So you have all of these different channels on social media, but each one of these channels attract a certain type of demographic, a certain target audience. So you need to understand, who is my target audience, and you need to focus on the social media channels where your target audience mostly resides. So for me, since I'm focusing on reaching girls and models, which social media channel, Zoe, do you think I should be focused on to market my products?
Maybe TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. Naomi, did you have another answer?
I was gonna say TikTok and Facebook.
TikTok and Facebook. Okay. Yep. So you have to all understand, okay, what is your product and who I'm going to market to. So what I want to do is kind of hear everyone's business and I want you to tell me who your target audience is. So let me start with you, Sienna. Tell me your business and tell me who your target audience is and what platforms you would use to market.
So my business would be body butters, and it would be targeted towards the people who have dry skin, eczema, or like just skin problems. And my platform would be Instagram.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Great start. Okay, Raina, let me hear from you.
My business is lash serums, and my target audience is people who like natural beauty. And I will market it on TikTok and TikTok Shop.
Raina, I need your serum. Look, I went and got these lashes. I don't know if you can see, but I went and my nephew got his hair twisted, and then the lady in the booth next door was like, "Come on, mommy, let me do your lashes. Let me do your lashes. Let me do your lashes." And I was like, "Okay, fine." So, but it's like you got to get used to it. You get what I'm saying? Because it's something unnatural on your eyes. So it's like sometimes my eyes water a little bit, but I do like the look of having long lashes. So I'm hoping that, I'm looking forward to your, Raina, I'm not playing. I'm looking forward to your serum because I want my lashes to grow naturally. And I want long lashes. I don't want to have to get these, like fake lashes. And a lot of women are doing that right now. So I think your product is like so awesome and relevant for the times. So tell me, okay, so the lash serum, but okay, um, what platform you said you're marketing it on?
TikTok and TikTok Shop.
Okay, okay, awesome. Okay, Zoe.
Okay, so I did more of a service, and mine is like like a therapy sessions with a Christian worldview for troubled teenagers who need help.
Whoa. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
So, like, it would be for like teenagers or young adolescents. So the age group would probably be like from 10 to 18, and I would promote it on TikTok or Instagram.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful, Zoe. Okay, I'm looking forward to your presentation because Miss Pearl wants to know like how are you going to offer these services? So please be detailed. Do you get what I'm saying? Because what you're doing is like a little tear is coming out of my eye. What you're doing is very important. So I want to hear the entire layout, of how you're going to do that. OMG. Allie.
My products are books, well, more fictional books, and my target audience is anyone over the age of 13. And I will be putting my products on TikTok.
Okay, nice, nice. Sierra, beautiful, and I'm looking forward to your stories. Okay, next week y'all are doing y'all thing. If I want y'all to bring y'all products in, if you have them, Allie, if you have a book already written, bring it in. Sienna, I want to feel and smell that lotion. Uh, Raina, your serum, I need to buy it next week. Bring it in if it's done. And then Zoe, I'm just looking forward to hearing, you know what I'm saying, what your how you're executing that. Sierra, let me hear from you.
So my brand is a Christian clothing wear line, so like jeans and decorated shirts and stuff like that. And I'll probably be promoting my stuff on like TikTok and Instagram and maybe Snapchat.
Okay, so Christian affirmations on clothing. Okay, that's nice. Maybe you and Zoe could do some type of collaboration thing in the future. Do you see how I'm saying that or why I'm saying that? No? Okay. You both have Christian-based companies. Zoe's working with troubled teens with a Christian utilizing a Christian principle um psychology kind of methodology to help them out of their trouble. And you have clothing that has Christian affirmations on it, right? So you probably can market your clothing to Zoe's customers. You get what I'm saying? To reinforce those Christian principles. Does that make sense? Okay. We'll continue. We'll continue. I might be jumping too far. Okay, Naomi, what's going on? What are you doing?
So basically, what I said I was doing was like mass because a lot
Oh
of people
yeah.
around the world get sick, and sometimes their mass just be like plain and simple, and then sometimes they may be too big. So basically, I'm making like a thing where like masks are decorated and stuff, and like on like the little straps that go around your ears, where like you can loosen it up or make it tighter, because like some people's masks like are too big for them, and they have to like do the double loop thing.
So your target audience is everyone, it seemed like. Or are you going to have like decorations catered towards girls? You get what I'm saying? Like decoration
hmm
styles catered towards this group of people.
Like it can have decorations towards girls and decorations
Hmm.
towards boys.
Hmm. Are you going to have one as an example next week?
Probably.
Okay. Okay, awesome. All right, so everybody is on the right track. So all of these different platforms, just depending on your target audience, is what you would utilize. And this is just to let you know that there's ways for you to see how many people are looking at your posts, what countries, what states, what age range is looking at your things. When you have with the analytics of social media. So as you grow as a business owner, you want to pay attention to the analytics. Who can tell me why it's important to pay attention to the analytics as a business owner? Because one, you can kind of, if you see that you have a bunch of people, well, I know when it comes to being an artist, if you see a bunch of people from a certain region listening to your music or buying your products, you may want to cater your product to that particular region. If you see a certain age group that's attracted to your products, you may want to tailor your products more to that age group. So it allows you to see who's paying attention to your products and who's attracted to your products, so that you can start, tailoring your products to that particular demographic. So it just gives you an idea of who's paying attention to what you're doing and who's being receptive to what you're doing as well. And then when you're doing social media, you can plan your post like every Friday, I'm going to do a free giveaway. Every Monday, I'm going to do a quote of the day. So you want to start building like a calendar on how you're going to release your information for your business. And then engage in social listening. And what that means is just paying attention to what's going on social media, what your competitors are doing, what people are talking about. Because sometimes you can create a product based on a trend that's going on, and capitalize on that. I'm trying to think of like a trend. Because I'm not huge into trends, but I know I need to be. Y'all know how everybody's doing that Nicki Minaj kind of like, crossing their legs and like, like these little trends come up or something like that. So Naomi, like if a trend for, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something, but you can design your mask based on, something that's popular, or Halloween may be coming up and you may create, something towards that. So it's just like paying attention to the trends, paying attention to what's coming up and how you can capitalize on that and merge your business with that. And then also with social media, don't feed the trolls. What do you think that means when they say don't feed the trolls? Raina, what do you think that means?
People who like aren't serious and like try to get under people's skins and stuff.
Exactly. Because when you're on social media, you're marketing your business, you're exposed to the entire world. And do you think everybody's going to be nice? No, they're not. Right? Like, like you see how they do Beyonce, right? And Beyonce to me is like the sweetest person. I've never seen her, nothing. But people are going to come at you in all different kinds of ways. So you want to ignore those things. So we're going to skip through all of these. These are just kind of recommendations if you're using Instagram to use hashtags because hashtags work. You want to include location when you're posting because that increases your engagement. Work with influencers. Zoe, no, Madison, when we say work with influencers, what does that mean for your business? Work with influencers.
Um, work with um social media influencer.
Okay. So your business, Madison, what is your business again?
It's like natural, affordable skincare that can like work on everybody and it can have a lot of like benefits to it.
Okay, okay. And forgive me, I didn't get a chance to get to you to ask you your platform. What platform would you use?
Either actually TikTok and Instagram.
Okay, so when we say work with influencers, if you're selling natural products, when we say work with influencers, it's like people that may have a large following, someone that believes in your product and they start doing videos, using your product to help sell your products for you. So,
Hmm.
finding people that are in alignment with your product, people that believe in your product to help circulate it. Raina has this natural serum. She may find a beauty person, you get what I'm saying, with a large following. And Raina, you give them free samples. You get what I'm saying? And say, hey, try my product. If you like it and it works, please share it on your social media. So as a business owner, sometimes you're going to have to give out free samples. Sienna, you might find a beauty influencer. You may have to just give her something. You get what I'm saying? Just for her to try it. And then sometimes they charge you. You get what I'm saying? But the end goal is for you to make a sale. So you have to figure out how can I get my product out there so that I can get it in front of the right people and create a sale. Because at the end of the day, as a business owner, you want to create a sale and make a profit. And you also want to, impact people with your amazing work. But in order for you to stay in business, you have to make a profit. Then you need to figure out what are the best times to post, based on which platform you use, because you want as many people to see it as possible. Okay. Next thing we're going to go through. Does anybody have any questions on the social media piece? Okay. Oh, yes, Naomi.
I wasn't raising my hand.
Okay. All right, this is the next thing, and we might end early today because it's almost the last day of class. If y'all don't got no questions on social media, it don't make no sense to keep y'all. Okay. The next thing is, wait a minute. Sorry, I should have been at the beginning. Okay, talking about mentors, networking, and public speaking. So, how many of you have mentors? Like, I am a mentor for you. Who can tell me what a mentor is? What is a mentor? What is a mentor? Anybody knows? No? Yay? No?
A
Yes?
mentor is somebody who guides you and mentors you,
Exactly.
basically.
Exactly. I am your mentor, okay? You can call on me at any time. My phone number is on the email. Just because I'm your teacher and this is a professional setting, I still have love for each one of you and I want to see you grow to your full potential. So, what we want to make sure is as you grow, that you get mentors because mentors, as Sierra said, is someone that is guiding you, someone that has been where you want to go. A lot of you want to be models, been there, done that, right? So you want to get lessons from me so that I can show you what I've learned and you may take it further than I. Um, some of you want to be entrepreneurs. Some of you want to, whatever it is that you want to pursue in life, find someone who has done it and work under them. That is really important as you're growing as an individual. So when we talk about what a mentor is, Sierra said someone that guides you. So literally that's what it is. I'm holding your hand and I'm saying, look, I used to be shy. I've come out of my shell. These are the things that you need to do. Raina, open those legs up. Stop stomping. Allie, straighten your shoulders back. Sierra, Naomi, stop doing this around the world turns. I've already been there. I know what they're looking for. So continue to pursue mentors. Why do you think, Allie, I'm telling you to continue to pursue to get mentors? Why do you think I'm telling you that that's important?
So my skills can be better.
Exactly. You don't want to do this by yourself, do you? You don't want to go through the forest by yourself. You want to find someone that has done it because it makes it easier, right, Sienna? You don't want to have to go through the forest by yourself. So look for people, whatever your goals, whatever your dreams are, look for people that have done what you're doing. Now, not every person is a great person. You know what I'm saying? So you have to fill out who the right mentor is for you. And then a mentor relationship, it's reciprocal. When you have a mentor, you're not just pulling on them constantly, you're also giving back. Miss Pearl, how can I help you? You can't keep pulling from me, keep pulling from me. I'm going to die. I'm going to be stretched out. You get what I'm saying? So as a mentee, you also have to give back to your mentor. A mentor empowers a person to see a possible future and believe it can be obtained. You want to be a model, Sienna, you can do it. You get what I'm saying? Like a mentor encourages you. They can see the finish line because they already got there. You can do it. I see it. You got it. I see it. This is what you need to work on. So you always want to be keeping yourself knowledgeable of the people that have done the things you've done. You want to read their books. You want to follow them so that you can continue to allow these individuals to pour into you and do it better than they did. Um, if you ask any successful business person, they've always had a great mentor at some point along the road. So when we talk about mentor-mentee relationship, Oprah and Maya Angelou, right? Everybody thinks of Oprah as this amazing woman, this, oh my gosh, she's, a billionaire, but she had someone mentoring her. Every great leader needs someone to lean on. Every great leader needs someone to speak to. So then you have Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs, right? Steve Jobs started Apple, right? About, I don't know, I'm just going to guess at least 50% of people in the world have some type of Apple product, whether it's a phone, whether it's a computer. And then you had Mark Zuckerberg who started Facebook, but he had a lot to learn about the technology industry. So instead of him just like bumping his head on the road, he decided to reach out to Steve Jobs and said, "Hey, I started Facebook. This thing has blown up. Can you be my mentor? Can you help guide me in this world of technology?" Another mentor mentee relationship, Martin Luther King and Dr. Benjamin Mays. Dr. Benjamin Mays was the president of Morehouse College. You have Martin Luther King. When you think about Martin Luther King and him being one of the biggest, our biggest civil rights leader, doing so much for the world, But someone as great as that still needed somebody to lean on, still needed someone to go to for advice. So he had this mentee relationship with Dr. Benjamin Mays. Let me skip these. This is a fashion designer Christian Dior mentored Yves Saint Laurent. So, in every industry, someone needs a mentor. Okay, this is more on y'all speed, right? Lil Wayne versus Drake, right? Drake was an actor first, right? Right? And then he wanted to get into hip hop. And Lil Wayne became his mentor and showed him the way. Justin Bieber and Usher, so you want to work on finding a mentor. Why aren't people getting mentors? You don't know how to get a mentor, you're afraid, too busy. So, what I want to challenge you to do is whatever it is that you want to pursue in life. Again, like I said, I am your mentor. You can call me at any time, but I'm sure there's other areas or other fields that you want to pursue. I'm challenging you to think about what are those other areas and how you can get a mentor in that space in those other areas as well. Does anybody have any questions about the importance of a mentor? Nope. Okay. Next is networking. So, as you're a business owner, you have to understand how to network and the importance of networking. As a business owner, Madison, what is networking, Madison? What is networking?
Networking,
Mm-hmm.
is that like advertising kind
Yeah, in a sense. Can anybody else add to that? What is networking? Can anybody add to that? What is networking? Sienna, what's networking?
To be honest, I don't really know what
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So networking in the okay, Raina.
Is it making connections?
Yes, yes, it's making connections. Okay. So being that we're entrepreneurs, and I don't expect all of you to become entrepreneurs. I don't expect all of you to stick with, this product that you're selling. This is for the purpose of the class. But when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a business person and you're looking to elevate in the world, you have to learn the art of networking. And as Raina said, it's making connections. So for me, as a business owner, it's important for me to network and get to know people. And the reason why is because I want to grow my business. So I will go to different events and I will introduce myself and say, hello, my name is Linda Pearl Fizame. I'm the founder of a lady named Pearl Modeling and Leadership Academy. And then, I may be talking to your mom. I may meet your mom at a networking event. And she may tell me, oh, yeah, I have a daughter, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm going to start telling her about my business. So, networking is making connections so that you can grow as an individual. When you all are in, some of you all are already in high school, and let's say that you want to get an internship. There's different events that you can go to where companies are looking for interns. And an internship is, let's say, for me, when I was your age, I wanted to be a journalist. And let's say that CNN is looking for interns. And when an internship is when you're able to work for a company, step into their space and see how everything works to see, is this something that I really want to do? So you're going to have to introduce yourself to people. You're going to have to present yourself to people. And that is called the art of networking. Even when you're interviewing for a job and you have to introduce yourself to someone, that is also part of the art of networking, learning how to introduce yourself, present your skills and what you want. Am I tracking with everyone? Does everyone kind of feel where I'm going? Okay. So your network determines your net worth. That means as many people as quality people that you know, the better opportunities for you to grow as an individual. And also, you want to make sure, and I know this sounds really weird, but you want to make sure that you surround yourself around quality people because you are the sum, you are the average of the five people that you hang around the most. All right. So, with the art of networking, it's saying it's not what you know, but who you know. Who can tell me what that means? It's not what you know, but who you know. Who can tell me what that means? So, what that's saying is it's important. So when it comes to the art of networking, you want to meet the leaders of the company, right? Because the leaders are the decision makers. If you are going to a networking event, if you're trying to get an internship, try to find the vice president and introduce yourself to the vice president. Try to find the director because usually they're the decision makers. And that's not to say that you're not going to meet the person that's opening the door, the person that's sweeping the floor. Everyone is on an equal plane when it comes to humanity, and everyone deserves respect when it comes to humanity. But when you're being strategic in terms of, okay, who do I need to meet? You want to meet people that are decision makers. Uh, you pretty much want to be strategic in how you go about trying to make a connection and get into someone's world. And again, that's not to take away from any of the other players that are within that organization. But usually, even when I was your age or I was in college, when I go to different events and I'm looking for a job or I'm looking for an opportunity, I would introduce myself to pretty much everyone, but I would make sure that I would meet the decision makers, the ones that could, make a decision to get me the job, make a decision to fund whatever I'm doing. So that's what this is saying. It's not what you know, but who you know. Because when you know people that are decision makers and leaders within the company, it puts you in a great position. So that's what that is saying. So when it comes to meeting people, public speaking, and different things like that, a lot of people are not comfortable with that. It's a skill that you have to master. Walking into a room full of strangers and so forth. A lot of you are still young, but as you are in high school and you're matriculating into college and you're having to do interviews and meet people, you're going to have to learn how to introduce yourself to people. So, what we're going to learn today is just a quick thing called an elevator pitch. And that's what you're going to do when you meet people. So, when you meet people, first impressions are everything. Who can tell me when I say first impressions are everything? What do I mean by that? First impressions are everything. What do I mean? I see your hand, Madison.
So, like, however people first perceive you is how they think of, like, how they actually think of you. And if you set like a bad first impression or whatever, that's how people will like perceive you and treat you.
Exactly, exactly. So you want to, it's almost like the model the best you motto that we have. So imagine if y'all came into class the first day of class, my hair was all over the place. I had on, I'm just gonna say some booty shorts. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Y'all be thinking, well, what is going on here? Like this does not match what she's presenting, right? It would throw you off, right? So, a first impression, you have to look the part. You get what I'm saying? So, whatever it is that you're wanting to pursue, you have to look the part. First impressions are everything. If you're going for a job, if you're wanting to present yourself for a college scholarship, you want to come in looking the part. have on a nice suit. You want to be dressed for success. You want your hair done. You want to be prepared in terms of what the school is about, what you're stepping into. And then you also want to make a firm handshake with whoever it is that you're introducing yourself to. A firm handshake is important. Raina, what does a firm handshake tell the other person? What energy is in a handshake? What is that about?
Maybe like respect.
Respect, right? And confidence. If Raina shakes my hand and I feel like, a nice, I say, okay, she got some confidence. It's like an extension of you. So not only are you looking the part, but you're walking in with a firm handshake. Allie, what are our eyes doing? When we're walking in, we look the part and we're coming with a firm handshake. What are our eyes doing?
Looking at the person's eyes,
Exactly. Why is that important? Why is eye contact important? What does that say?
that you're confident.
Exactly, that you are confident. So you want to make sure not only that you have a strong handshake, but that you are confident as well. Okay. So with these last 30 minutes, we're going to work on what's called an elevator pitch. And let me pull that up really quickly. And this is something that you are going to have to use in various spaces. Okay, let me do this one real quick. Okay, and then where is this? Okay. All right. Okay. Is everyone still tracking? Everybody still with me? Y'all are really smart. Y'all are a smart group. So, all right. So, elevator pitches. Okay. So, we talked about networking, introducing yourself. Okay, dressing for success. Where are y'all? I can't see y'all. Hold on. Hold on. I missed y'all. Give me 1 second. Why can't I see them? Okay, dressing for success. We talked about the art of handshaking, a nice smile, introducing yourself. Hello, my name is Linda Pearl Fizame. I'm making eye contact and I'm having a firm handshake. So, when it comes to the art of networking, you're listening, you're being patient. We talked about first impressions, looking the part. So, when you're doing your elevator pitch, and the way we're going to do it is that you're going to be pitching your product to someone. That's the example that we're going to use. You're pitching your product to someone. And this is going to be 30 seconds to a minute and it's going to be engaging and captivating. Someone has said advertisement earlier. So when we're talking about an elevator pitch and we're introducing ourselves to someone, the goal for our elevator pitch today is that we're introducing our product to someone because we want to make sales, okay? So when we're introducing our product to someone, it's 30 seconds to 60 seconds. When you're doing your elevator pitch, you need to be persuasive. You need to be persuasive when you're doing your elevator pitch. You need to convince that person that this product is a great product and you need it. You know what I'm saying? You need this product. You want to share your skills behind the product, like what gives you the credibility to even make this product or share this product with the community. And then also, you want to practice your elevator pitch, right? So that it becomes second nature to you. And you want to be positive and flexible when you're doing your elevator pitch. You don't want to memorize your elevator pitch because your elevator pitch changes depending on who you're speaking to. Okay. And then at the end of your elevator pitch, you want to mention your goal. Like, what is your goal? My goal is I want you to sign up for this class. You need to take this class. You need to take this class. So I'm going to give you your an example. Know your audience, and that means know who you're speaking to. And then have your business card ready. Don't speak too fast. Avoid rambling. Don't frown or speak in a monotone way. All right, so just keeping those things in mind, I am going to do an elevator pitch with one of you. Anybody want to volunteer? Let me see. Who am I looking at? Yeah. Let me just go with you, Zoe. You just said you're in a corner. Okay. All right, so I am, let me see. I'm at a fair and wait, how would I meet Zoe? Because usually I'm talking to the moms, but let me see. Okay, Zoe, you came to one of the fashion shows. Your friend happened to be at in the academy, and you're at the fashion show, and I just see you. Okay. Hello, my name is Miss Pearl. How are you?
Good. How are you? I'm Zoe.
It's nice to meet you, Zoe. What brings you out today?
I'm here to watch my friend do the runway show.
Okay, awesome. Well, what did you think about the show?
It was good. I like how they use different types of technique to walk on the runway.
Okay, awesome. Well, I can totally see you being a pearl. You're young, you're beautiful. Have you ever thought about modeling before?
Yes, I did think about modeling. I just didn't know how to get started.
Okay, awesome. Well, look, I have an 8-week program. Not only do we focus on modeling, we focus on modeling, leadership, and entrepreneurship. I'd love to give you my card. And when you get a moment, can you please go on the website? And if you feel like it's something that you'd like to move forward with, can you share it with your mother as well?
Yes, I think I'll be interested.
Okay, awesome. Well, here's my card. I look forward to working with you. If you have any questions, you can feel free to call me or your mom.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, pleasure meeting you. Bye
You
bye.
too.
All right, that is an elevator pitch. Okay, it was 30 to 60 seconds. I didn't have it memorized, right? But my goal was wait a minute, I see somebody that's in my target audience. I see somebody that I would love to work with, that I think I could help, and I'm going for it. So I stated, what the curriculum is about. I could have also shared my skills and said I am a former Ebony Fashion Fair model. I served as a professor, Zoe, teaching leadership. And I've been doing this for 10 years. So I could have mentioned that as well to make Zoe feel more confident about my product. But she was already at the school. You get what I'm saying? So she saw what it is that I'm doing. Does that make sense to everyone? So, in order for me to continue to keep my business going, I can't be in a corner sitting down, right, Sierra? Sierra, with my business, can I be in a corner sitting down, keeping to myself?
Nope.
What's going to happen if I just keep to myself sitting down in a corner? What's going to happen to my business?
You're not gonna really be invested in your business. You're gonna have people doing it for you or if you don't have people doing it for you, you your business isn't gonna get bigger. You're
Ex-
not gonna be able to expand your business.
Right. I'm not going to be building my business if I don't continue to introduce myself to people, right? Okay, let's say I meet Raina, because Raina's like a size 02 and she's like 5'8" or 5'9". Let's say I just see her walking across the street. Hey, excuse me. Hello. Hey,
Hey,
have you ever thought about being a model?
yes.
You totally have the look. I have a modeling and leadership academy. I've been a model for over 20 years. People don't believe that. I just look young, but I'm old, okay? Like I'm in my 40s, but you look just like the models that I worked with, that I walked the runway with. Are you interested in learning how to get into the industry?
Yeah.
Well, let me give you my card. Check it out. Like I said, I've been modeling for 20 years. I served as a professor at Clark Atlanta University. I've helped over 1,000 girls with building their confidence. So here's my card. Feel free to check it out. My phone number's on there as well. Feel free to give me a call if you have any questions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, nice to meet you. Bye
You
bye.
too.
So, do you all understand why an elevator pitch is not memorized? Because every situation is going to be different. Now, I've put together something to help break down your elevator pitch because as a business owner, it's important for you to be able to talk to people. Otherwise, how they're going to know about your product, how they're going to know about your lotion, how are they going to know about your Christian, especially with you, Zoe, you talking to a troubled teen. That's a very sensitive space. You get what I'm saying? For you to see someone that may be suffering, how do you go to them and say, either I've been where you are and I can help you, because that's a connection, that's a soul tie that you have to make with someone. So, being able to recognize that's a customer, that's my customer. I need to help that person. Let me walk, let me go to them. What does your elevator pitch look like? So, this is a breakdown of an elevator pitch to help you. So the first part, and let me kind of blow this up a little bit, is I am Zoe Macklin. I am the founder of Christian. What's the name of your company, Zoe?
It's the Carrier Cross Corporation.
Okay. I am the founder of Carry Your Cross Corporation. Our mission is to help troubled teens overcome trauma, that they've experienced, blah, 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 blah. I started this company because I too experienced whatever the reason you started the company. I too, blah, 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 blah. I would love to give you my card, or I'd love to invite you to our Wednesday night. You get what I'm saying? Community meetings, and see what you think about our program. Is it okay if I give you my card? Does that make sense? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give everybody 5 minutes, and I want you all to put together an elevator pitch for me. And then you all are going to pitch it in the last 10 minutes of class that we have. So these are the components of an elevator pitch. Again, an elevator pitch is not memorized because I'm going to talk to each person differently. Let's say Allie has a fiction book thing. And maybe you're trying to get your books into a bookstore, Allie, because I've written books as well. And my books are carried in Greenbrier Mall, or it used to be. And then there's this like Black Madonna store on West End that carries my books. So let's say that you may be pitching to a bookstore owner that you want them to carry your book. How would you pitch that to them? Hello, my name is Allie. Allie C. I see Allie Conte. Conte. What's your last name, Allie?
Conte.
Okay. So hi, my name is Allie Content. I'm the founder of Ba 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 Ba. My mission is to write books to help XYZ XYZ. I've been writing for over X amount of years, and I'm interested in having my book in your store. What are the next steps? What can I do to get my book in your store? So I'm gonna allow you all to create the pitch, but I want the pitch to be surrounded around your business. Yes, everybody on the same page? Okay, so I'm gonna give you all 5 minutes. Right now it's 5:13. Let's come back at 5:18. And I want to hear these elevator pitches because that is going to help you throughout business as you grow your products. Okay. And I'm not old, I am mature. So I'm giving you 5 minutes, 5:18. We are going to come back in. Okay, who want to go first? Raina, let me hear yours. Tell me what the idea is, what you're gonna do, and then go for it.
Okay, the idea is just ran into you at a store and just gonna introduce my product.
Okay, I'm ready for you.
Um, Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Pearl.
Okay, my name's Raina, and I have a lash serum business called Lash Lab. It helps women embrace their natural beauty, and I think you would be interested.
Oh, why is that? Why do you think I'd be interested?
Um, just by your look, you have a clean look.
Okay, well, that's interesting that you're coming up to me because I just got these lashes on, and when I tell you my eyes feel irritated, not irritated, but I'm looking for something to extend my lashes, but not get these fake lashes. So, yeah, how do I try it?
Here's our business card. We also have an Instagram account, and yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, I like it. It's a good start. It's a good start. And you can always add on it. Raina, we have a sale going on. It ends at the end of the week. You get what I'm saying? But yes, good job. Good job. Good job. Because at the end of the day, you just have to start talking. You get what I'm saying? But you all are young, of course. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be careful who you talk to, but at our expos and different things like that, some of the students have tables for their businesses, and people are going to be walking up to your table, so you still have to kind of pitch your product the way, Raina did. But this is just for practice purposes because we're still going to keep in mind, that we're young, you get what I'm saying, and that we're not stepping to anybody, but we understand the exercise, right? Okay. Zoe, tell me what the situation is, and then let's move forward.
Okay, so you're a teenager and you're alone, kind of under like a shelter by yourself.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Hi, I'm Zoe. How are you today?
I'm doing okay.
I see you're alone under the shelter. Is what's going on? Is everything okay?
Mm, everything isn't okay.
Okay, well, I'm the founder of the Carrier Cross Corporation, and my mission is to help provide a space, like a safe space for troubled teens like you to um to allow you to have a place to talk mentally and then also spiritually. I can help you grow your relationship with Christ. Do you think you'll be interested in that?
Really?
Yes, I personally have struggled with situations where I've needed God, but I didn't feel his presence. So I feel like I could be a good help for you. And if you are interested, I have my Instagram I can give you, or my corporation's Instagram I can give you, so you can follow and we can talk to set up a date and time where we can meet.
I'm just going through so much right now.
Do you think this is something that you would be interested in?
Mm, I mean, give me your card and then I'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, because Zoe, like, just depending on, you get what I'm saying, the state
Yeah.
of the person and stuff like that. And yeah. So thank you for coming up, like just depending on the state of the person. So thank you for coming up to me. It could be different reactions. Yeah, thank you for coming up to me, or it could be, multiple things, but what you're doing is so amazing. So
Thank
great job, Zoe. I was just kind of like being character if I would feel, if you get what I'm saying, I was in a
you.
shelter or something. Okay. Sienna,
Um, my business is body butters. Um, okay, I'm just gonna start. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. My name is Sienna Cantrell, and I am the person who created my body butter business called, oh, I'm sorry.
Are you okay? Elevate.
Because I remember I created the name and stuff, but I don't remember what the name was in
Well,
the
you need to
thing.
get on it because
Yeah.
this is your business. So
Yeah.
let's embrace all of it. So just make something up for now.
Okay. Body butter faith. And my purpose of me creating this is to help people with skin problems and to just help them. And you can find me on Instagram. And yes,
Well,
so
what? Okay, awesome. Well, what make your body butters different? Because, girl, I feel like I done tried all different kind of body, but what makes yours different?
it has a lot of natural ingredients like aloe vera, turmeric, and
Okay,
all the natural stuff
okay,
that's good for your skin.
okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, that sounds interesting. Okay. How do I find it?
You can find me on Instagram, and here's my business card.
Okay, awesome. So when you're pitching, make sure you tell me all the good stuff. Look,
Mhm.
this is a body butter like no other. Okay, like I put my heart and soul in it. As you can see, my skin is healthy and it's a reflection of it. I use it every day. It smells really great. You sell
Mhm.
it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, Sierra.
Okay, so you're getting ready. Actually, yeah, you have on. We met at a store, and I'm gonna say you just came back from church, and your outfit is not really creative.
Okay. Okay. Let's go.
So, blah, 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 okay. Hi,
Hello,
what's your name?
Pearl.
Hi, Pearl. My name's Sierra, and I just came across you to ask you, would you like to see some more Christian clothes with a more creative instinct?
Yeah, look, I love fashion. So yeah, So tell me what you got? What is it about?
Well, basically, I have a Christian clothing wear called Faithworks, and basically, it's all about different clothes, and it basically just shows that you can wear a just any type of a Christian or a church outfit without it having to be boring or have floral patterns and stuff like that.
I know that's right. Like, we don't need to dress the way our moms or our grandmothers dress. You trying to bring in a new movement? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm interested. How do I get a chance to see what you have for sale?
Well, you can go to my shop and you can look at different clothes because I have like jeans and different shirts.
Okay, awesome. Well, do you have a business card? How do I get, or is it on Instagram? How do I follow? How do I get to it?
You can look at my TikTok and my Instagram.
Okay, and then you give me the information. Okay, well, thank you so much. I'm glad you stopped me. I'm gonna check it out, and if I like it, I have three daughters. I'll make sure that I get them some things too. Do you have stuff for kids too?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, nice meeting you, Sierra. I look forward to seeing what you have.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, Madison.
Um, should I start off with like the plot, like who I see, or should I just um say like say my speech and stuff?
Go ahead, start. You can start, and I'll just fall in.
Okay. Hi, my name is Madison, and I am the founder and CEO of the skincare brand called The Natural Way to Life.
Oh,
And
nice to meet you, Madison. I like
oh,
that.
nice to meet you. Um, if you have any concern, do you have any concerns with your skin? Like,
I would say I've been blessed like with some good skin, but I just want to make sure I have like a product that I can use daily just to make sure I keep with the nourishment of my skin and the moisture of my skin.
Okay, well, we have a bunch of natural products for that. So you can like, it can moisturize your skin and hydrate your skin, and it won't do anything to your skin or break out, and it's really affordable too.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
you're talking my language. Okay. So it's natural, I won't break out, and it's affordable?
Yes.
Okay, how do I get at it? I mean, like, where is the stuff?
So you can go on, first you can go on our website called thenaturalwaytolife.com, or you can go to my Instagram and TikTok, both the natural way to life. Um, and you can look and order on there, and there's a link on both of the social medias so you can order.
Awesome. I love the name. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, thank you so much for stopping me. I'll check it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I like your name. I like the name, Madison.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. And good points. Great points. You know how to sell. You two, y'all better not be like that next week. I don't want that. I want you. Hey, my name is you get what I'm saying? Like, do you understand you all? So, but great points, affordability, da 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 da. So great, great. You are a natural salesman. Allie,
Um, I want you to be a librarian and I'm trying to sell you my book
okay.
or like make you, well, all right, I'll just start. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Allie and I'm the one who made this book and I want you to put this in your library.
Oh, that's wonderful. You are a young author. So tell me about your book. Tell me about your book. We always love to feature young authors.
My book is about it's a horror book, so it's only for mature audiences. And it's about a girl a streamer who's trying to stream, but like there's like supernatural things going on in her house, and she's trying to figure out like what's going on. So,
That sounds very interesting. So let me tell you our process, Allie. So what we'd like you to do is bring in a copy of the book. And what we do is we review the book and then we contact you within 1 or 2 weeks to let you know if we'll pick it up.
okay. Um, if you're interested in my book, please go on my TikTok and my Instagram to contact me about your what's it called? Your acceptance.
My acceptance. Or what you can say is, well, I will be back, tomorrow with a copy of the book, to submit for just to submit to submit.
Yeah. So you can contact me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and just let me know if you want my book to be in your library. And yeah.
Awesome. Now that's great, Allie, but I will also give her my phone number. You get what I'm saying? Because this is a librarian. We want, direct to direct contact. Now, if it's someone that I'm trying to sell the book to, you get what I'm saying, like in the street or something, I'll send them to my social media, Instagram. But being that you're trying to get this book cataloged in their library, I would think I would give her like my card with my direct information on it, but you're totally on the right track. And the book sounds interesting. I'm looking forward to reading that. Okay, did I miss anyone? Adults, please give me just 5 minutes. I apologize. Or did I get everyone in the youth? Did I get everyone? Okay. So, youth, your 10 questions. So, for homework this week, you're creating your logo and all your 10 questions in a PowerPoint or something that's similar to a PowerPoint. And you're turning that in on Saturday. When you come to your in person class on Sunday, you're bringing in your product or service if you can, and you'll be presenting that product or service. We're going to do that first. And then afterwards, we're going to, continue with our runway and posing, but we're going to get that out of the way first. Does anybody have any questions about homework? Okay, if not, great job, everyone, on your elevator pitch. And I'm looking forward to passionate presentations next week. All right. Thank you. Thank you, youth group. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye, Pearls. All right, adults, please, can you turn your screen on? I'm a human being. I'm human. I don't want to talk to a black screen. I'm human. Thank you. I'm a human being. Alexis, I'm a human being. I'm a human being. Okay. How's everybody doing today? As I did with the youth, we're week
Good.
seven. One more week left. I was doing the okay. So week seven, week eight is our last class. We are doing our entrepreneurship presentations for next week. So today we're going to focus on that. But I just wanted to give you some school tidbits first, just so that you can have the school kind of like flower history. And the youth told me that I didn't do it in the class yet, so I got to make sure that you all know it as well. All right, so we have two arms to our organization. We have a for-profit side and we have a nonprofit side. So we're going to focus on the nonprofit side. The nonprofit side offers scholarships. We offer, like right now, we're doing a fashion design scholarship for any of you that are interested in becoming fashion designers. I sent out an email, or it's included in the newsletter, but you get 4 to 5 free sewing classes with a sewing machine that you can, rent courtesy of the organization. And you also get a fashion design mentor. This is all under the foundation as we get different grants. The foundation was founded in 2015, and we're actually doing our 10-year anniversary in December. Yay for 10 years. God has been good because God, Lord knows it's been a journey, but this is a calling, so God is good. As you all know, our mission is to build confidence. I know y'all here for modeling. I know some of y'all are here for XYZ, but the mission is to build confidence through modeling, leadership, and entrepreneurship training. It's an 8-week course. We're in week 7. We are almost done. Congratulations to you all. Type in the chat for me. What day is our graduation? Type in the chat for me. What day do we graduate? What day we graduate? Y'all already see the answers from the former chat, but go ahead. What day do we graduate? Type it in the chat for me. Yes, September 28th is the big day. 28th is the big day. Okay. And you all have to have a 70% or above. Okay. Um, if you do not have a 70% or above, hopefully I will see you next semester. But out of fairness to all of the students that actually put in the time to do the homework, to show up and do what they needed to do, those are the ones that will cross over into the Pearl Sisterhood. So you have to have a 70% or above. Now, when you graduate on September 28th, you will get a Pearl jacket. You have to order that Pearl jacket by August 31st because it takes 3 weeks for the company to, process it, make it. They make them by order. So our graduation is September 28th. You want to make sure you order this by August 31st. And I'll send out another email. The jacket is $99. Our wonderful classmate Sean Marie sponsored your pearl necklace. So your pearl necklace will be given to you at graduation. And actually, this pearl necklace, this is a company of one of your pearl sisters. She started this as a project, an entrepreneurship project, just like you all are doing now. And I was so impressed with her entrepreneurship project. I was like, can we use these necklaces as our crossover ceremony necklaces. She was 14 when she started. No, she was 15 when she started this business. Now she's in her second year of college, Maya. So she makes these for us every year. So who would have known her entrepreneurship project actually became her business? Okay, our school flower is the hibiscus flower. Okay. And then our school motto is model the best you. So in this course, for me, it's about self-development. It's about coming out of your shell. It's about showing your best self. So that's why our motto is model the best you, being unapologetic about how God and or the universe uniquely created you. That's what we want you to get out of this class is being unapologetically yourself, and giving the world your all of your unique features, whether it's on the runway, whether it's in a boardroom, whether it's on stage. That's the goal for the school. We have a Pearl chant. You're going to be saying it during graduation. We're going to walk in doing something, creative. We'll have a rehearsal for that. But it's we are leaders, we are pearls. We are girls who run the world. We are leaders, we are pearls. We are girls who run the world. So that's our chant. One of our students made it up like 8 years ago, Sanjuri. She came up with it. So also to let you know that we are a global organization. As I mentioned, we have pearls in Haiti, we have pearls in Jamaica, we have pearls in Africa. I'm actually planning a trip for Africa toward the end of this year to go to Tanzania to work with a girl organization. And although I founded the organization, I would love to hear from you all because you all will be members of the organization when you cross over after your 8 weeks. What can we do to grow the organization? Because even though we have pearls in Haiti, or pearls in Jamaica or pearls in Africa, how can we keep each other engaged? Is it a pen pal program? Is it so I would love to hear from you all, how to make this organization more impactful. Because when you graduate after these 8 weeks, it's not over. You're going to continue to do fashion shows. You can continue to participate in business plan competitions. You're going to become a big sister for someone. So how can we improve the organization is what I'm looking for from you all. Our school colors are black, white, and gold. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about the school tidbits or history? Nope. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move forward. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is branding as well as networking. Since we are entrepreneurs, for this course, so let me go into the branding piece. Michelle, what
Yes,
what is a brand? What is all of this stuff when they say brand? What is it?
it's an identity.
I love it. Okay, bam. I think that sums it up right there. A brand is an identity. It's an identity. And then when we talk about brand awareness, right? So once we form our identity, we want to elevate that and share it with the world as entrepreneurs. So what makes a brand, what's important when it comes to branding, when it comes to setting your brand and your identity, Alexis, what do you think is important?
I think you need to know your mission.
Exactly, exactly. What is the core of the brand? What are you trying to do? So y'all on point. Let's keep going through. So, Alex,
Clarity, authenticity. Those are a couple other things that ring when I
yes,
think about
a
a
brand.
powerful brand.
Clarity, authenticity, um, messaging. So all of these things that Alexis and Michelle mentioned, Message, what do you stand for? Who are you? What is your identity? So when it comes to my branding, what I stand for is self-development, empowerment, excellence, transformation. That's my identity. That's what I stand for. Any and everything I do through my branding has to have that as its core values. Even if I'm doing music, empowerment, self-development, all of those things are who I am, and it's authentic to my spirit. I've always been like that. I've always been the one to encourage people. I've always been somehow the natural leader, because I had the heart for it. So as you're developing your brand, your company, your brand is who you are, and then the company is how you form and shape what you're going to offer to the world. So as you're developing your company and you're becoming an entrepreneur, because my brand, regardless if I had a company or not, was like, you can go to Pearl. You can be safe. Pearl is a safe space. Pearl is the one that's going to be in the front of the class, or Pearl is going to answer the question. Pearl is, I was always that before I formed my company. That's why I think entrepreneurship is such a sacred space, because it's an extension of who you are. So when I finally decided or was blessed by the universe to form a company that was in alignment with who I am, I had to brand it, and not only is it what you stand for, but your colors and consistency in how you go about forming a product for the consumers to understand. So, with my colors, I decided black, white, and gold. Gold represents excellence. Black and white are just classic colors. I'm a pretty like, you know, um, I'm not a trendy person. You're going to always kind of get me. Whether it's 1950, 19, so I had to find something that I felt was balanced, which is black and white, but then the gold is kind of like the excellence, the development of it. And then in terms of consistency, you want to continue to have the same messaging, because you're teaching your audience, you're teaching the world who you are and what you're offering. So when we talk about defining a clear brand guidelines, you need to know your why. We talked about this, why you're doing this, and this will start your brand identity. So why is self-development, building confidence so important to me? It's important to me because I've had people stand in my way. I've had people tell me I'm not enough. I was shy as a child, but I knew I had something special in me. So it's important for me. It's like I put my cape on for people when somebody get in the way of someone, because I know what that pain feels like. You know, so I put my cape on because I don't want, it's to me, it's a crime when someone does that to someone. And so my brand identity comes from my own lived experiences. And it's not until I really got into a modeling school that, I started really like blossoming and becoming more confident in myself. So, the universe had it that, I created a modeling school to help with self development as well. So my brand identity starts with me, my own story, and helping people overcome, not allowing the things that happen to me happen to others, or at least giving people tools to navigate through that. So when it comes to branding, we talked about colors, we talked about messaging, and we talked about consistency. So as you're creating your company and you're communicating to the world, they have this phrase called KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. You know what I'm saying? Your audience, you don't want to confuse them. You want to keep things as simple as possible. So use the same colors, develop a logo, which we're going to talk about, because that logo is that symbol that it's almost like Michelle with her logo. When I see Michelle's logo on something, it's already going to tell me something about that event or that product, because Michelle has established a brand identity, right? So your logo speaks for you when you put it on a service or a product. When you see a Chanel logo on something, what do you think that means, Amaya, if a Chanel logo is on something?
It's made by Chanel.
Yes, but what does her brand
Oh,
represent?
luxury.
Luxury, quality. You get what I'm saying? So there's going to be a certain level of aesthetics to it, right? So your logo brings a certain level of expectation to what the consumer is expecting to receive based on your consistency. And I use my logos on everything. So when I talk about my logo and you all creating your logo, make sure that the logo speaks to the business. So when I created this logo for my company, the logo represents transformation. And this logo is actually a photo of me. And it's when I shaved my head. I just shaved all my hair off. You know how we all go crazy. We like it's time for, a new day. So when I left my corporate job and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go out on my own and I'm actually gonna go for my goals. I just shaved my hair off and, kind of left everything in the past to start anew. So this logo represents a woman that is transforming, that is standing in her own power, in her own purpose. Also, you see the pearls around her neck. When you think about a pearl is something that's formed in an oyster when a sand agitates the oyster. So a pearl is formed through agitation. Just like in the world, sometimes you have to go through different obstacles and challenges to become this beautiful thing. So, the pearl represents that as well. And then you see A, L, and P in the earring. So when and then also the woman is very regal. So I want I wanted that to also be an aspect of the organization. So when you're creating your logo, think about what elements you want to put into your logo that speaks to your company and your brand. You want to have a good logo. You also want to have a font family. A font family is the fonts that you use consistently along with your branding. So here are some logos here, right, that are used consistently. Again, whether I'm doing my school, an agency, whatever it may be, I put that head on there so that they know, this is Pearl. And with this, you're going to get these set of values, with this particular product. So when we think about logos become so popular that they no longer have to have their name under them, right? What logo is this right here?
Starbucks.
Starbucks. What about this one here?
Apple.
Right. What about the check mark?
Nike.
What's their slogan?
Just do it.
Right, right. And when you think about just do it, that means when you get on that track, when you get on them balancing beams, whenever you get on whatever, just do it. So they found a way to create messaging that speaks to their values, that speak to their brand identity. So
The
what
fun fact,
you said,
something that I didn't realize, like to add on to that, a lot of people don't know that Nike is also the Greek god of victory.
see, there you go. There is another layer. There is another layer. So how can you all continue to layer on to be like, okay, this is the truth? Like there's so many aspects to this business that's speaking to me. So when creating a logo, sometimes we beat ourselves up like, oh my gosh, this is so heavy, a logo, a symbol to represent mine. So it took me 3 iterations to get to my final logo. So as you're doing this for homework or for this assignment, don't feel like it has to be your final logo. This is just an exercise to get you going. So as you can see some examples here, companies continue to evolve with their logos. So your first one doesn't have to be your last. And Twitter now is X, and Apple have gone through, I don't know what they were doing at the beginning. I guess this was like a tablet kind of situation. But all brands, continue to evolve with their logos. Adidas, they probably got something newer now. That was 2005. Starbucks. Starbucks, yeah, this probably is still their logo. And then these are some luxury brand logos here. And usually, their names aren't always under them, but yeah, just different logos and, different examples of what to keep in mind, as you're developing your logo. Because for homework, not only are you going to put your 10 questions together to present your entrepreneurship presentation next week, but we also want your logo included as well. So as you become an entrepreneur and you have your website, you want to understand your target audience. Victoria, what's the target audience again? What is that?
Target audience usually is the person you think that you can affect or influence their thoughts or their mind. Think they will be your clients. They will be your potential clients.
Exactly. They're your target group, your potential clients. The ones. So who would be my target audience, Victoria, for my products?
I think it's the female that they lack of confidence. They need to build their confidence, also through build their leadership, and have their business. Also for the people that they don't feel in a group, so they will need a like sisterhood.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of person.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yep.
Female.
Yeah, female, looking for sisters, looking for confidence, looking also to model, because a lot of people come to model, and they don't even know all the entrepreneurs. They ain't even read the fine print. They thinking they're like, yep, entrepreneurship too, because I've been a model and I want you on all cylinders. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you just take the model approach, you're in front of the camera when you can use that same ability that you're doing for other companies to create a revenue stream for yourself, and really take yourself to the next level. So that's why we have the entrepreneurship piece in here as well. And then I also feel like God created us with all unique different gifts, and sometimes our careers don't necessarily align with our gifts. Somehow we ended up in a career that doesn't align with our gift, but you still have these things that you're able to do. So why not be a side entrepreneur? So anyway, when you're building your website, you have to think about your target audience, right? So if it's girls, if I was just focused on girls, I would want to make the website really fun and engaging, maybe have a feminine touch to it. But for me, I'm focused on leadership development. So again, focusing on those classic colors, keeping everything regal, clean. So depending on your product, when you do your PowerPoint next week, I want you to introduce me to your world, like I'm walking into your world. So not only are the colors consistent, but I'm getting a feel of the energy of your product, in your world and what you're offering. So, social media is, thank goodness, in this time and era, is one of the outlets that we can use to promote our business at no cost. So, when you're thinking about social media, each social media platform has a different demographic on it, right? So you want to understand who your target audience is and where most of them are. So Amaya, for my target audience, where do you think I should be posted? Where do you think most of those people that I'm targeting would be?
TikTok and Instagram.
TikTok and Instagram. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to hear each person's business, their target audience, and what platforms on social media do they feel would be best for their product or service. So let me start with you, Destiny. Tell us about your business, your target audience, and what platform would be best for you.
Okay. Sorry, y'all. My voice might be kind of gone, but my business is gonna be like I guess you call it like a hub space. It would be like a place where young creatives can come together to like generate new ideas and where like upcoming artists or whoever can like get on a stage and just have a start, I guess. Whether it was them or actors, they wanted to put on a play or something. I don't know. I'm still like trying to put it all together. But my target audience would be, I think, college age students, college aged students, ages like 18. And then also maybe adults in their like mid 20s. So somewhere between like 18 and maybe 27. And then what was the last question?
Which platform, based on your target audience, which platform would you use to promote that?
I would use Instagram and TikTok because I think that's where they are the most like.
Where the artists are doing their thing. So it sounds
Yeah,
like
especially
you're
that
doing,
age group.
yeah, in that age group, you're doing an artist collective kind of situation, like
Yeah.
not a
It's,
sisterhood, but like a formation where we can, because as an artist, I'm an artist. Sometimes you feel like
mhm.
you're alone. You need that support. You need to get with like-minded people to find out what they're doing because maybe I'm missing something. You get what I'm saying? So,
If it's artists too, just to help, don't underestimate Twitter. I used to be really into digital art, and you'd be amazed how many creators are still on Twitter or Twitter.
Okay. I
mhm.
think yeah, I should check that out. It's because I don't use Twitter like at all, so I definitely gotta look into that for sure.
Yeah, but Destiny, that sounds like a good thing. You have till next week to get it. You get what I'm saying? You presenting next week. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Michelle, tell us your business idea, your target audience, and the platforms you'll be using.
So my business idea is timed to talk. It's a one-on-one listening service for people who need to be heard. Um,
Love
it's a
that.
place without judgment and without interruption, where people can just be themselves. And just for $1 a minute, you get a compassionate ear, myself, and a safe space to brainstorm, to um, just kind of, hash through your, things where you need solutions on. And you can do it at your own pace. So that's a time to talk. And the best platform, I think, is going to be probably TikTok. And I'm also thinking like Instagram Reels.
hmm Now, who's
Um,
your target audience? Because that's a very broad, you get what I'm saying, time to talk. Is it focused on, a group of people? Like, who would call?
Um, it could be anybody, really. I mean, I do understand the idea of having, I understand what you're asking me. And I guess I got to drill down some more to see like who that, you know, avatar, as it were, like who that person is. When I first started, I thought it would be women. Um, and that's probably still true, actually. Um, like career people. Um, a lot of times people who are in professional spaces, corporate, I should be saying, not professional, but corporate spaces. Um, Sometimes you're in a job that you don't love, but you're there um, because you have responsibilities. And so the longer you tend to do it, the more trapped, as it were, you can feel. And sometimes you just need an outlet. You just need an outlet to hash out a game plan for once you retire, or if you want to, leave that corporate job now.
I love that.
It's not therapy. It's not therapy, but it is just a place for people who need to kind of
I
hash
love
out
that.
ideas.
I love that. Have you been on that journey yourself?
I have, yeah. So it's very, I can relate to it.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
Something,
so
sorry, I just keep having ideas for other people, so I don't mean to like interrupt, but
perfect.
because I went through that too, like I see what you're saying, like a place that's completely unbiased, but it gives people a
Yeah,
resource.
yeah. Just the ear. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, it's not therapy, but I do have a coaching license, so I could bring some of that in. My undergrad is in applied behavioral science, so that's the space that I enjoy. Um, but I know that there's people, and then not to mention there's uh, apparently so many people who feel alone and isolated. So it could be anybody, but to your question earlier, Pearl, is that it probably is women, and it probably is corporate women who just need to be heard.
That's a big space because when my intuition spoke to me, God spoke to me to tell me, look, it's time for you to leave. I'm like, leave and go where? Like this is me at my corporate job, but I'm very spiritual. One thing I can hear
Right.
clearly, you get what I'm saying, is the voice of
Yes,
God moving me, and I'm the type, I'm very obedient, so I'm like, okay, but go
love it.
where? You get what I'm saying? Like, so then I
Yeah.
started buying self-help books and, like
Yes.
Dale Carnegie
Yes.
books, going to
Yes.
my passion. But if I would have Googled in that process and found you, I'd be like, huh,
Yes.
let me call
Yes.
her. You get what I'm saying? And see what she has to say. Make sure I'm not going, I know I wasn't going crazy, but everybody else thought I was going crazy, you know,
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
yes, I can, so I think it is
Yes.
important to niche it because otherwise it kind of falls, it kind of falls, it's too broad. So I think, and then there are so many women that are becoming business owners. It's like a big space.
Yes.
Mm. So yeah, I can feel that. And
So I
then
do need to drill down some more,
I
but
think you should
that's
drill
the
down and then drill down and then expand. You get what I'm saying? So drill down, get that core group right, and then maybe it's another,
okay. Right. And then you
another.
can expand.
Yes,
Right.
yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Victoria,
Thank
tell
you.
me about your business, your target audience, and then the platforms you'll use.
I actually, I just use the sample you gave to us just because I don't have an idea about a real business, but I'm going to practice with that one, with the sample, but and I did some research about that nail store, the sample you gave to us.
Oh yeah.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
so that's what you're
But
gonna use, Victoria?
I think it's a good way to practice
Yes. Okay. Okay.
about the idea. So from the homework we did last week, a couple of days ago, I actually checked everything. For example, on the sample, you actually did give us the basic all of the information, but also I added like utility supplies, like insurance, training, all these kind of elements. And I know a lot of Asian people, they're doing the nail store. And actually, before I know someone, they actually own couple of like franchise nail beauty. And also I have some friends, they work as the stylist before as well. So I probably know a little bit. So I will practice with this example.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Sounds good. No, because you're familiar with that. And I'm sure people be banking with these nail stores and these beauty supply stores. I'm sure they banking because we stay in there getting our nails done. So okay, I'm very interested to hear your presentation, Victoria.
I don't really think I'm gonna start this real business, but it's just
Yeah.
a practice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a
Yep.
practice, yeah.
Mhm. And what platforms would you use to promote that business for practice?
The platform, you mean the marketing method, like how
Yeah, the
many ways?
marketing. Hmm.
So I think everything, the homework you gave to us is actually being comprehensive. So I thought definitely social media is one way, and then we can use flyers like the post or business cards. You can send along with a lot of other, or you combine with other business. For example, if you have a friend, they are doing like restaurant, you can give the business at their front desk, like whoever come to you pay their dishes, they can grab a business cards. And also you can put it in your community, put in your community or put it in your mailboxes. Also, another easier way is from the mouth of other people. Like,
Word of mouth, yes.
yeah,
That's how my business grew.
basically it's everything,
Yeah, word of mouth.
all the access.
Mhm. And then probably TikTok is probably good for nails, TikTok, Instagram. Okay, no, but everything you said is actually on point and great. I'm glad that you're practicing. Okay, Jasmine.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, so for my project, I'm doing track and fitness, like customizable and already pre-made apparel. So doing things like headbands and track uniforms and track suits, shoes, spikes, different things, etc. along with that. And my target audience would be like athletes and people who do fitness
Mm-hmm.
because I do pre-made and customizable, so like you can make it however you want. It don't have to be just for track athletes. And then the ages of 5 and up, I think it should start at 5 and up because that's when I started running. So that's when I had ideas of looking at different uniforms and stuff. So I feel like that's a great age to start and have them get excited about doing sports and things like that.
That's so cute. 5-year-old Jasmine. Even on your website, under the 5-year-old, if you have a picture of you running at 5, maybe that's a cute little image that you could put near that. That's cute. Okay.
Yes,
Excellent.
because I, okay,
No, please, please, please,
Oh,
please.
because I thought about this business because it's called Jazzy Feet, which is the name that my mom created a track team named after me called Jazzy Feet. So
Wow.
we had a whole team since I was 5 years old. And that's
What?
why I asked my mom, I was like, should I just do this name since it's like, been in our family for a while?
What?
And she was like, yes. I was like, okay, I can do Jazzy Feet and just do everything based off my experiences and stuff.
That's beautiful.
Hmm.
Okay, put me on notice. Hey, you had a track team named for you.
Yes.
Jasmine, that's big.
Yeah, be on Google. You'll see me when I'm little.
That's impressive. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's awesome. So there's a lot of there's already a lot of like oof in it, already in this. There's already grounding and foundation and heart and spirit already in it. Okay, so this is a evolution. It's evolving.
Yes.
And with your modeling, I want to see you slaying. You don't even need nobody. You get what I'm saying? You could slay all your suits yourself. That's just the thought. You could slay them all yourself unless
Right,
you're one of the
right.
models, but you can slay all of them yourself. Okay. And what platforms did you say?
For me, I would probably use all platforms. I think like you can target different people with different, like when I post different videos, the same videos on different social medias, certain videos get certain views on different platforms than other platforms. So I feel like you should post everywhere, promote anywhere you can,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know what can
You
happen.
don't know who looking, what's going on,
Hmm.
where. I hear you. Okay. Awesome. Alexis, tell me your business idea, target audience, and platforms that you would use to market.
So just like her, mine will be an apparel, a type of sports apparel, I guess you can say. I want to do an equestrian sports apparel, but I want to target it towards people with autoimmune diseases and neurodivergent, simply because there's a long story behind it, but to get to like the meat of it, a lot of the people who I've worked with have either been people on the spectrum, people who have like had some type of condition, or the neurodivergent who, if you pay attention to like the things that they wear, a lot of times it's not always based off of looks, it's based off of texture and what's comfortable for them. Um, and a lot of times when it'll be catered towards women primarily, um, but a lot of times there's kind of an absence of clothing that cater to that. On top of the fact that I do want to, on top of that, I do want to do like quirky apparel too, just to cater towards those communities because they like to have fun in their clothes. But you were saying my target audience will be those in the equestrian, kind of all ages, and that's mostly because right now, something that I do kind of like a side hustle is I'm trying to start a business teaching and giving lessons. And not only did I start off like my first mentorship was with a lady who was like 65-year old and giving lessons to people who were her age and older. So I do know like, and currently, as I was saying, I'm giving lessons to people who are just seeking, wanting a safe space for lessons. So primarily right now it's children. But what I'm trying to say is so like kind of like her 5 and it kind of goes beyond because people will do this until the day that they die. Like this is a lifestyle more than it is a like a fashion statement, if that makes sense. But it kind of intertwines because the community is kind of nuanced, kind of gets costumey for shows, but also has like everyday applications. So there's fun, and I know that there's a community for it just based off the people who I've talked to and spoken to. And
Okay.
how I plan to market it is largely based off of like word of mouth because that's how the equestrian world works. Like just going based off of that, I know somebody in South Carolina that if I really wanted to, if I didn't have a business front and just was like, I really want to just get this to see if people like it, she's more than willing, I'm sure, to like let me put a couple of things like in her store. So like
Okay.
online and like Instagram and TikTok are primarily going to be like I guess our social media presence.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's awesome. I think I got everybody. Da, 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 da. No, Amaya. Amaya?
Hi. Okay, so my my business would be like youth development training for the arts. And I would use basically TikTok for the teens and like trendy things. I would use Facebook for like parents or guardians because a lot of our parents and grandparents aren't on TikTok like that. Then I would use the Instagram to target the young adults because like it's just like a generational thing. Like most people around my age, they're still more prominently on Instagram versus others. And I just found out from somebody, he was a business owner as well. He said Google AdWords, and basically it'll target customers who are searching for the service you provide. So let's say if it's like the musical arts, and my program would fall under like the arts or entertainment. Like as you're typing it, it'll Google will suggest like your ads or like a TikTok of yours. So it'll help reach different audiences, even those who you may not know on your, let's say, your own social media accounts, stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Google AdWords. Okay. Awesome. All right. So, with all of that being said, it's important for you to get the word out when you establish your business. Otherwise, when we become entrepreneurs, the goal is not only to extend your service to the community, but to make sales. Because if you're not making sales, what happens, right? We're out of business. So, you want to make sure that you're getting the word out by any means necessary, word of mouth, social media, and understanding these different platforms. As Amaya said, like, people of her generation are still on Instagram. When you look at Facebook, and some of these statistics are a little bit older, but 75% of women use Facebook, or 63%, like all of these different statistics of different platforms, and which one would be best for you. So, although Jasmine said that she's going to use all of them, sometimes businesses get burned out trying to get their information on every single platform. So sometimes they'll select like 2 or 3 platforms that they feel, are the best for them and max them out. So you can either, use all platforms or you can choose certain ones that you feel are most targeted and max those out. And then there's best practices for each type of platform. So, with social media, responding to messages quickly, we kind of know all of this, kind of, in a sense, common sense. When you respond quickly, it tells the consumer that you're in business, and that you're active, and that if they do order something from you, they're not going to be waiting forever. So you want to make sure you're on top of your responses and responding to your customers and inquiries. setting goals. How many times do you want to post a week? Tracking your growth with a lot of these social media platforms, they have analytics. You can find out, who's buying from you, what countries they're in, what regions they're in, what their age ranges are. And once you kind of see who's paying attention to you, maybe you can also start creating products around, people, those demographics that may be paying attention or may be peaking more than other demographics. We talked about planning your post, automated posts, engage in social listening. Who can tell me what engage in social listening means, what that means to them?
Is that listening to your community's needs?
Yes, listening to your community's needs, what's going on in your community, so that you're staying relevant, you're staying in the pocket based on, so Amaya wants to do something for the arts. In Florida, funding for the arts is getting cut by 50%. That's, you know what I'm saying, being engaged in social listening. So now they're doing petitions or, whatever industry you're in, paying attention to see, okay, how is my product relevant? What's going on? The different trends, all of these different things that are going on. Being careful with slang, scoping out the competition, seeing what your competition is doing. Sometimes you can learn from your competition. Sometimes you can collaborate with your competition. Keeping your profiles consistent. We talked about branding, messaging, value, brand identity, being consistent because you're teaching the consumer. Destiny, when we say don't feed the trolls, what are we saying with that?
Um, don't take everything. Don't. I'm sorry. Don't take everything that they say serious.
Personal. We living in the social media era. People be going off on social media like they know you. You get what I'm saying? Or like they never gonna see you in life. You get because they're honest, they don't know you. They don't care. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna say what they want to say. Like the etiquette we had before where people would be, mindful. It's not that era anymore because of social media. People are just saying what they want to say. So just not feeding the trolls, not having to respond to every negative thing. And then I'm going to share this with you all, but these are just different with each platform, different best practices, best times to post, using hashtags with Instagram, using location that increases your engagement by 79%, working with influencers, people that have a large following that may have the target audience you're looking to connect with. Being authentic. And then LinkedIn is another place, except, that has a more professional feel and so forth. So just figuring out how to navigate on social media with promoting your product. Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is elevator pitches. Now, with the young kids, a lot of them hadn't heard of elevator pitches, didn't know what I was talking about. They was like, Miss Pearl, and y'all kind of caught a glimpse of them doing it at the end. Can anyone tell me what an elevator pitch is and, the importance of it? Alexis.
Basically, it's the pitch you're going to, or without using the definition in it, it's kind of the condensed version of what your business is about and who you're catering to and all of that. And that's going to be what you're going to present when you go to whoever's
Investing in it, or a customer or anyone, you can use your elevator pitch at any time. So we're going to talk a little bit about elevator pitches, and at the end of class, we are going to actually do some elevator pitches. But let me just talk about mentorship really quickly. But y'all, I'm speaking to the choir, but let me just go ahead, just in case it's somebody that is not on top of their mentor game. Let me just go ahead and say it real quick. Okay, so mentors. I do serve as a mentor for you all in terms of self-development, modeling. We all know what a mentor is, someone that has been where you want to go. So just want to make sure that you all are being active in getting a mentor in whatever spaces that you see yourselves in. Alexis, equestrian, you mentioned a lady with a store, so you're getting into retail equestrian ship. I'm just going to put a ship at the end of it, even though that may not even be right. But you get what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
all aligning yourselves with people, destiny. You're doing an art collective and you're still trying to figure out the pieces to that. Finding someone that's doing what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? And learning from them, how important that is. And why is that important, Amaya? Because you're doing something similar, getting a mentor in the space that you're aiming to be in. Why is that important?
So some of the mistakes they made, you could bypass them just by the wisdom.
Hello. We don't want to walk in the forest by ourselves. There may be a tiger or a lion coming around the corner. If I already went through it and I'm like, look, there's a tiger, so getting a mentor makes things so much easier. You have someone in the fight with you. Sometimes people think getting a mentor relationship is dragging that mentor. It's not. It's like a reciprocal relationship. You as the mentee has to give back as well. Miss Pearl, how can I help? How can I do this? While you pulling on me, you can't just keep pulling on me. I'm going to be the mentor is going to be dead. So as a good mentee, you also want to give back. Destiny, you want to be in that person's space, volunteering so that you can figure out what is the best business model for me. You know, this person has been doing this for 10 years and kind of got a lot of kinks out. Let me see how to do this. So yeah, Oprah Winfrey, we look at her as this billion-dollar woman, but she has to rest on someone as well, right? So Maya Angelou um was her mentor when she was faced with challenges, from the world for being a woman in a space that was dominated by, people that didn't look like her. She had to go to someone to get understanding, to get energy. Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, the CEO of Apple. Mark Zuckerberg, what, 21, 22, 23? Facebook, how many subscribers? You think he could have navigated that space like by himself? No, he had to get a mentor. He reached out. Can you help me? Why take it on yourself? Martin Luther King, known as the greatest civil rights leader of our time and beyond. Dr. Benjamin Mays, who was a Morehouse president. This is who Martin Luther King used to sit on, who we would get advice from. Um, Christian Dior and Yves Saint Laurent. Christian Dior was Yves Saint Laurent's mentor. Christian Dior was way up here, already in the game, already, making luxury gowns. Why would Yves Saint Laurent not go to someone that can put him in a space and put him in rooms to help him grow his career? Drake was an actor first, then crossed over to become a hip hop artist. You're gonna go after the best one, right? You're not gonna go to somebody you're trying to get to where you are. You build a relationship so that you can learn the ropes. So just kind of saying that really quickly to ensure that as you all are building your businesses, that you're aligning yourself with someone that's in that space. Well, how do I get to that person? They may not be your direct mentor, but they may have written books. You may be following them on social media. Um, some people don't know how to approach a mentor. Just be candid, be authentic and say, these are the things that I want to do and I'm looking for support. How can I support you? How can I be in this space so that I can learn as much as possible? So I'm just challenging you to write down and think about some people based on the business that you're doing, how you can get in that space so that you can continue to grow and evolve and develop. So the next space in entrepreneurship is networking. You want to also have the art of networking because it's important for you to expand and get to know more people so they know that Alexis have an equestrian line that's for people on the spectrum. If I was Alexis, I would be going to an autism conference or whatever it is that you get what I'm saying when you talk about spectrum and telling them this is something that I have for XYZ. Um for Destiny or Amaya, building relationships with schools. You get what I'm saying? Like networking with principals or networking with those type of people so that you can build your business. You can build customers. So this whole thing is not it's not what you know, but who you know. Who can tell me a little bit about that? It's not what you know, but who you know. Who can tell me something about that? Alexis?
That's kind of the name of the game in the equestrian world. Um, it is largely about who you know. Like you can have all the experience underneath. However, you can have videos of you riding, whatever. But a lot of it comes down to who you know and if they like you personally versus what they see, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
And that's actually how I got my current mentorship.
Okay, awesome. I love it, Alexis. So for me, I'm always strategic. I'm like finding out who the decision makers are, who the leaders are. And not to say that I'm not going to meet everybody, but you best be sure before the night is over, I'm going to, meet the vice president, director, because I want to meet the decision makers. I want to meet, if I present my business to someone, this is a person that can make the decision, or the assistant to the person that can make the decision. So in the art of networking, you want to be strategic and make sure that you're targeting the person that can help you. So that's what we say, it's not what you know, but who you know, because it's important for you to be strategic. So, New York Times did a study. One of the top anxiety is walking into a room full of strangers and, introducing yourself. Does anyone have problems with that? Walking into a room full of strangers and hitting the ground hard and saying, you know what? Everybody gonna know my name before I leave here. If you do have a problem with that, what are some tips for networking? Does anybody have any tips on, you started this business, you're trying to get yourself out there, or you're looking to network in a new space? What are some tips in walking in a room full of strangers? What are some tips on how you can break the ice and get to know people and network? Anybody have any ideas? Okay. Well,
I'd like to share something.
okay, yes.
One of the things I've learned over the years is when you're at a networking event to be mindful of like when you approach someone, hi, I'm Dr. Pope. I'm a chiropractor. What's your business? So I wouldn't just be mindful to ask them what's their name and get their business and not just be like selling your campaign. Here's my card, here's my flyer. Then you bop on to the next person. You want to take the time and try to listen, introduce who you are, but also to be an ear and to listen to who they are and what they do. Because again, you just never know who you might meet. And another thing is when you're at an event, it's good to either like after the event in your car or something to write notes on that person's business card.
I love it. I love it. So going for the relationship, not necessarily the sale itself, like listening actively. So one of the things also is like when you're walking in a room, find someone that's by themselves if you feel intimidated
Mm-hmm.
and introduce yourself to that certain person, or set a goal for yourself. I'm going to meet 10 people and make sure that you reach that goal before you leave. So you're more focused on the goal and you're not, focused on your anxiety. And as Sean Marie said, because you're pursuing the relationships, you do want to write notes. You do want to, be authentic in understanding who that person is. Let me see. So have fun, pursue the relationship, listen, try to remember their name. One thing people loved about me is I can
Mm-hmm.
remember their name because I'm listening to them. People are interested in people who are interested in them. And that's kind of what
Mm-hmm.
Marie was talking about. And then be patient and ask for what you want. Now, we're not just here to be here. We are here to do business, but what we're doing is we're not rushing the process. But there is an art to an elevator pitch where we are going to do a 30-second elevator pitch, but you have to be flexible with that pitch because you're not sure what the response is going to be and you have to be ready. So we're going to do a couple of exercises, but let me keep moving forward on this part. So, first impressions, when you're going to networking events and you're introducing yourself and you're presenting yourself and your business, why are first impressions important? Why is that important? Jasmine, why is a first impression important? Why should you dress for success? Why should you show up?
So you can like leave a mark in that person's head so they can remember you, be memorable.
Absolutely. And don't when you look good, you feel good. Don't you feel like you ready? I'm ready to play. Let's go. I'm ready to go in. I'm ready to play. But then, you get caught at the grocery store and your head is in a butt. And that's not me, but every now and then you get, you don't feel like engaging as much. So as
Hmm.
you're leaving the house, you want to have a standard for yourself because you are now, somewhat of a public figure. You're representing a business. So you want to look the part, you want to have a firm handshake. This is what networking, you want to work the room, right? When we talked about the goal of 10, you don't want to have somebody keeping you the whole time. That's not the goal. Stay
Right.
with one person the whole time. Like, you're not taking all my time. I'm here to work, you know?
Hmm.
So you have your time with that person and you work the room and avoid politics or religion. I know it's Trump era,
Hmm.
but this is not the time to talk about Trump. You don't know how sensitive people are, and it's not a time to talk about religion either. So we want to stay away from those things. But we are going to go a little bit more into elevator pitches with this next slide. So just give me a second, and then we're going to take the last 20 minutes for you to carve out an elevator pitch, and we're going to do exercises with each other. But let me just pull this last one up. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we talked about the art of networking, how it is a social anxiety. So don't feel weird if you like, it's natural. You just got to go for it. Okay, so we talked about dressing for success, the art of handshaking, right? A handshake, of a nice firm handshake, making sure that you give eye contact. Why is eye contact important, Victoria, as you're meeting someone?
Uh, I think when you have the eye contact, which means you are interested in because you want this person remember you and you want to continue the event, whichever reason you met later, and you want to have a very great impression for this person. Also, when you look at this person, because the eyes are the window of the soul,
Mm-hmm.
so when you look at her, you can kind of
Mm-hmm.
transport how you feel your mode, and the reason you the reason you meet this person. I think you so I don't know if I express it
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah, so the eyes are the window to the soul. So you can't shy away if you're presenting yourself to someone. You have to show that you're confident in who you are. And if you're not, fake it. Look at the tip of the person's nose. But making eye contact is very important because it's a form of confidence. It shows that you're confident. So we talked about pursuing the relationship, listening to their name. People are interested in people who are interested in them, being patient, and ask for what you want because this is an engagement. So now we're going to talk about an elevator pitch. This is 30 seconds to 1 minute. It's a brief personal advertisement. It is engaging and captivating. I've used elevator pitches so much without me even knowing. It's almost like second nature to me. So when I became a professor at Clark Atlanta University, it was through an elevator pitch. So I had left my corporate job. I released an album. Nothing was happening. And I thought, let me go back to Clark Atlanta University, try to connect with the Alumni Association. Maybe I'll just go back to a corporate job. Let me just kind of hang around. So then I go back to Clark and I walk into the hallway, and then there's a lady in the hallway. I introduce myself to her, and I just tell her, hello, my name is Linda Pearl Fizeme. I graduated here with an MBA. I decided to come back because, I'm looking to, I think I told her I'm looking for a new career path. And I told her that, I had did corporate, I was a former model, and now I'm back in Atlanta. And then she said, "Well, have you ever thought about being a professor?" And she was like, I'm the dean of the School of Business. My name is ba 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 ba. And I was like, a professor? I don't have credentials to be a professor. And she said, you have your MBA, you've done corporate, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, what would you have me teach? And she said, leadership. And I said, you know what? If it's one thing that I would like to teach, it is leadership, not statistics, not accounting. And and I said, okay, I'll try it. And that was it was just me doing a 30-second pitch on who I am in my journey. And she listened. And then she responded, and we had a conversation. And before I knew it, I was working at Clark Atlanta University for 6 years in the School of Business, teaching leadership and professional development. So, a elevator pitch can work for anything, but what the skill I had is I knew how to present myself in a concise manner and ask for what I want. You get what I'm saying? I wasn't all over the place. I wasn't rushing, I just was to the point. So that was a form of an elevator pitch that landed me a job. So when you're thinking about an elevator pitch, it's a 30-second to 1 minute brief advertisement of who you are. And again, you're asking for what you want. So an elevator pitch can be used multiple ways. A cold call. When I was at career fairs, you're going up to a recruiter and you're talking to them for 30 seconds or 1 minute. That's an elevator pitch. You're telling them who you are. As entrepreneurs, when people are coming up to your table and you're pitching your product, people are like, tell me about your product. You have 30 seconds to tell them. You get what I'm saying? In a concise manner. When you're going to networking events, it's funny. I went to an event last night and I met a vocal coach, and I was telling her to put her number in my phone. And then she saw that I had two Grammys as my, I was holding two Grammys as my screenshot. And she was like, you have Grammys? And I was like, no, those are speeches Grammys from Arrested Development. And she was like, how did you meet him? Through an elevator pitch. I went to his concert, was in the front row. As soon as he got off the front row, I said, hello, my name is Linda Pearl Fizame. I'm a blah, 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 blah. I did it in 30 seconds. He was like, pull out your phone. And I made a connection. I told him who I was. I told him what I've done in the industry, what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to connect with other artists. You've been an inspiration. You're in alignment with my values. He felt my authentic. Pull out your phone. Here's my assistance. So elevator pitches can work in so many ways, but sometimes you have such a short amount of time to be clear and concise about what it is that you want. So even when you think about Super Bowl commercials and they're paying millions of dollars to pitch you in 30 seconds, if you're in an elevator with someone and you're making a connection with someone, what are the things that you can tell them that's not overbearing, but tell them exactly about your business, about who you are, and make a connection that can lead to a longer conversation to keep them engaged? So that's what we're going to work on today. With your elevator pitch, you need to be persuasive, right? Nobody's going to want to connect with someone that's unconfident, that's, all over the place, that's not targeted towards what it is that they're trying to explain. Share your skills. So, you have to let people know when I'm pitching my school, I am a former Ebony Fashion Fair model. I have 20 years of modeling experience. I am a former professor. So, those are my credentials. So, people know, okay. And then you want to practice your elevator pitch, especially when you're first getting started. I used to be nervous. I remember the first time I had to do it, I'm stuttering, fumbling over my words. But then eventually start to understand, okay, this is who I am and this is the connection I want to make with someone. Be positive and flexible. I think that's what Sean Marie, well, I know that's what Sean Marie was referring to earlier, because don't try to memorize your elevator pitch, because somebody's going to throw you off. Oh, wait. Tell me a little bit more about this. Or it can go any kind of way. So be positive, be open, and be flexible to listen to what they have to say. Because I may say, oh yeah, I was on America's Next Top Model and I'm trying to pitch my school, and then they go on about how they met Tyra Banks. So I have to wait and listen. so that I can receive them as well. So you want to be flexible with your elevator pitch. And then when it says mention your goals, what do you want? What are you looking for from that person? And then know your audience, because sometimes people will call me up. I'll be in the audience. Oh, Pearl, why don't you come on stage and talk about your school? That's an elevator pitch because they're giving me a minute to tell these people about my school. So then I have to scan the audience and say, okay, this is my audience. What are the things that I really want to focus on? If this is a senior citizen group, if this is a group of divorced women or whatever it may be, you want to tailor your speech towards who you're talking to based on your product. Your elevator pitch is not going to be the same for everyone. And then you want to have a business card ready so that you can make an exchange at the end. If it's not a business card, we're on social media today, digital cards, which I can't, it takes too long, the digital thing, but digital cards, Instagram. So you want to have something ready so that you can make that exchange. Also, when you're doing your elevator pitch, you don't want to speak too fast. You're speaking to a human. You want to make a connection. You want to avoid rambling, and you don't want to speak with a frown or in a monotone way. You're selling yourself. You're making a connection. So you want that person to feel warm. You want that person to feel comfortable and understand what you're trying to tell them. So, what we're going to do is, I am going to give you some examples of an elevator pitch that I would do just off the top of my head. And then we're going to go through components of an elevator pitch and kind of break them down. So, for me, I have my school, and my elevator pitches come so random. At this point, it's just like, oh, okay, I'm doing an elevator pitch. So let's say that I see Jazz, right? At a store. All right. So Jazz, okay. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? My name is Pearl Fizame, and you are giving me model. Have you ever thought about modeling before?
I have thought about it before. Uh,
Okay, so
I don't know.
but why what's stopping you? Why haven't you gotten into it yet?
Um, I just don't know where to start, so I'm just trying to get my foot in the door.
Okay, well, today may be your lucky day because I am a model. I have 20 years of experience and I have a modeling and leadership academy right here in Atlanta, Georgia. I started out as an Ebony Fashion Fair model, and you remind me of some of my model sisters.
Oh wow, that sounds great.
Awesome. So what I'd like to do is give you my card. And Jasmine, if you don't mind, check out my website tonight. And my card has my phone number on it as well. Our next semester starts October 5th, and I'd love to see you in the class. So check out the website. And if you have any questions, just feel free to give me a call.
I definitely will. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. I look forward to working with you. And you're a model. So if you don't work with me, please just continue pursuing that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, so that's an elevator pitch, you all. You get what I'm saying? It
I
was
was
really,
convinced.
yeah, and it's just me being my authentic self. You get what I'm saying? Because she does have the aspects of a model, and it's my target audience. Because as you get to know your customer, you're going to say, wait a minute, that's my customer. Let me go say something to that person. But I don't have my elevator pitch memorized. I shared my skills with her. I told her what I wanted. I want her to join my academy. I gave her my business card so that she could do more research on me. And then I also was not rushing. I gave her space to talk if she wanted to. If she wanted me to give me feedback or ask any questions, I gave her that space to do that. Let me see. Who else can I do? Let me see what other situation. Okay, Michelle. Michelle and I are in the gym. I see her walking on a treadmill. I'm like, that's my customer right there. I'm about to go get Michelle. Forget that. Okay. So Michelle is walking on a treadmill. Probably what I do is I walk on the tread because I don't want to bother her. I don't want to stop her flow. I walk on the start on the treadmill next to her. Start walking. If I see she's cool, calm, and collective, hey,
Hi.
hey, I think I've seen you in here before. I come in the gym at 6 in the morning. Is that your schedule every morning?
Yeah, I'm here a lot at that time.
Okay, awesome. You have like something about you, like this edge, this style. What do you do?
I am a federal employee. I'm a project manager for
Okay,
the Environmental Protection Agency.
okay, that's interesting. Have you ever thought about modeling, getting on a runway, or
Yeah, I have. I've always had a passion for it, and I did it when I was in college. Something I'd love to do again.
awesome. Well, look, I just moved to we're in Miami. I just moved to Miami and I'm looking to build my pearls here. Look, the pearls, they're the flyest, edgiest women. We're educated, we're smart, and you fit that total profile and avatar. I would love to give you my business card and have you check out the website, check out the movement, see if it's something you're interested in.
Good. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, awesome. Well, here is my business card. Check it out. And when I see you tomorrow, Michelle, I'm going to ask you what you think. So make sure you check it out.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. You also, it's that simple. You get what I'm saying? Like, it can go any way you want. You get what I'm saying? Or even like, there's so many different ways that you can do it. But those just are examples. So what I want to do is I'm gonna give you all 3 minutes so that we can get through this. These are components of an elevator pitch for someone to start. I am Linda Pearl Fizame. I am the founder of A Lady Named Pearl Modeling and Leadership Academy. Our mission is to build confidence in girls and women. And then when you talk about my skills and accomplishments, I've been a model for 20 years. I've also been an entrepreneur for 15 years, as well as work corporate America. My goal is to build confidence in girls. Here's my card. I would love to follow up with you. Are you available on Tuesday or Wednesday for me to, give you a call? This is like a standard elevator pitch kind of format. But again, an elevator pitch is not memorized. It's really just you pursuing a connection with your customer, with your target audience, making sure that they understand what you're offering and getting some type of exchange, whether it's their phone number for you to follow up with them, whether it's you giving them your Instagram, but you pursuing a sale. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes and then I am going to call on you all randomly for you to do an elevator pitch. Because this is something that you do regularly, really as an individual, period, in one form or another. You're explaining yourself and you have to do it in a concise way. So I'll give you 3 minutes and then I am going to just call on people randomly to do an elevator pitch based on the business that they'll be presenting next week. And I just want to say one more thing. Your elevator pitch is based on your personality. Some people are formal, some people are fun, you have to know who you're speaking to, what environment you're in. That'll also tailor the tone of your elevator pitch. Because, sometimes I get real corporate because I'm like, oh, this person is super corporate. Let me go ahead and be corporate. They too tight, you know? So you got to know who you're speaking to. Okay, so we're gonna do three just for the sake of time. So I said I would kind of pick on people, but does anybody just want to go? Okay, Amaya.
Okay, I said, hi, I am Amaya Harris. I am the founder of Yaya's Youth Arts and Development Training. Our mission is to help rebuild musical gifts and talents within our community, as well as help mold and shape the youth who's passionate about the arts. I have 20 years of vocal experience, songwriting, and stage training, as well as performance development. I would love a meeting with you so you could come check out the studio and the classes, or if you're unable, I would love to follow you and as well you follow me and you could oh, and I said and follow along for the journey.
That's awesome. That's very professional and very clean.
Thank
You know,
you.
and you can also use that in a video. You can do an
Mhm.
elevator pitch in a video. You know, when you're clicking on somebody's product and they have that 1 minute video,
Mm,
that's an elevator pitch. Hello, my name is Amaya. I am the founder of Yaya's blah 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 blah. If you're looking to, blah blah blah. So great, Amaya. That's a great start and a great foundation for you to continue to
thank you.
build on. Yep. Does anybody else want to go?
I
Um,
want to go. I want.
oh,
Okay,
Oh,
go,
you
go.
go.
Victoria and then Jasmine.
Okay, I will do very quick. My name is Victoria Jules. I'm the founder of KK Nail Beauty Spa. Our mission is to provide high quality nail beauty services. Also, we have facial spa, massage, and food services as well. We have started this company for 3 years with 5 star 95% and more of the 5 star reviews. I'm very confident with our services, and also we want you to enjoy and like our service. So we put all the 100% of our effort and devote to this business. My skills include all above. Also, we will provide and we will extend our services. Whichever you think you're interested, let us know. I would like a meeting so you can know our business better. And can I follow you on social media as well? So because you are our potential customer, so I would love to know more about your demanding. Thank you.
Yeah, so Victoria, that's a great job. So again, this is all a shell to guide you all. So you're going to use some of it, you're going to use all, you know what I'm saying? So it's a great, and what I like what Victoria did is she talked about the 5 stars reviews. You know, we've been Pearl School of Modeling, we've been Best of Atlanta for 2019. We were featured on TEDx. These are things that I can say in my elevator pitch as well. So I love that Victoria took that angle of saying that they get 5 star reviews. She already had me like, okay, this is the nail shop I want to go to. So, in your pitch, include your accolades if you can squeeze that because that all would be like, oh, you were best of Atlanta. That means, okay, you featured on TEDx. Okay, this school must be doing something. So, excellent, Victoria. Okay, Jasmine.
Okay. Okay, I am Jasmine Anderson. I am the founder of Jazzy Feet, a brand where we make comfortable, customizable track and cross country apparel for athletes and their supporters. I started this company because I know from track experience that when you look good, you perform better. So,
Hmm. Okay.
so yeah, you perform better. My skills combined consist of I have 13 years of track experience and running experience. I have won many different like I have won first place in state, regionals and sectionals for my events, and yeah, we We are trying to make sure we deliver apparel that boosts confidence and team spirit. And I would love to connect with everyone. And you can follow me on social media so you can learn more about Jazzy Feed.
That's awesome. When you were saying that, I was picturing you in front of a track team.
Mm-hmm.
Like pitching your stuff
Mm-hmm.
to a track team.
Yes. Yeah, that's what my brand like. We trying to work with teams so we can get wholesale orders and things like
Yes,
that, working with teams and local people, people at rec centers with small teams, things like that.
that's exactly what I was feeling when you were saying that. So you
Mhm.
all, this is a shell, okay? So as you get your mojo and you get your thing, this is just the shell for you to start with because I can simply say, hello, my name is Linda Pearl Fizame. I'm the founder of a Lady Named Pearl Modeling and Leadership Academy, where our mission is to build confidence in girls and women. But then after a while, you start being like, okay, look, boom, boom, boom. But if I'm doing a video and I'm keeping it formal, boom, 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 if so you're going to find a way when it's the right way to do, whatever it may be. But this is a format. Alexis, would you like to go?
Sure. Sure. Uh, Hi, my name is Alexis. I am the co-founder of Devotion Horsemanship, uh, where we not only train horses, but we also train people as well. And we are looking to cater to those who recognize that this is a lifestyle,
Mm,
and those who are looking for a little bit of more support, but not just support, but fashion and functionality in their clothing. Um, and you can reach out to us via Facebook or TikTok
mhm. Okay,
or
awesome.
even Instagram.
No, that's good. That's good. So the elevator pitch can be used in multiple ways in various mediums. Okay, so with that being said, usually we do like a test on it, but for the sake of time, you get what I'm saying? We're just going to focus on week 8 of you doing your entrepreneurship project. So for your homework this week, you're going to upload your PowerPoint, whether it's PowerPoint or something that's similar to a PowerPoint. The colors, the PowerPoint should reflect your world. Bring me into your world. There should not be long paragraphs on your PowerPoint. There should be bullet points and you speaking to those bullet points as an entrepreneur. Um, I want passion and presence with your presentation. If you have a product that we can see and touch, please bring it into class next week, your entrepreneurship project. If we can see it and touch it, that would be great because you will be presenting it and bring your computer because I'm not sure if that television if I can connect or you know what, just as long as you upload it the night before, I can pull it from my computer. So not only are you answering all 10 questions, you're also creating your logo for your business. And your presentation is 5 minutes. Does anyone have any questions on homework next week? Okay, if not, thank you for a great class. And it's week 8 next week. So please finish strong. Like my boxing coach used to say, he would run us till we and finish strong. Okay, so that is what I'm looking for. Finish strong. And then we'll talk about what's to come the following week, which will be our fashion show, at the back to school event. So thank you all for your time. And remember to slay, continue to slay as you traverse through the world.